Welcome to SheGrad. It's finally time for the graduation party of your dreams. I'm Tori Ganal, co-founder of SheFactor.
I'm Heidi Ganal, co-founder of SheFactor.
And we're a mother-daughter duo that started this business and just wanted to give you the night of your dreams to celebrate all of your amazing accomplishments.
We are so excited to have you here. We've got an amazing night planned for you with incredible speakers, musicians, music, all kinds of fun stuff. Lots of giveaways, 1,000 giveaways.
Many giveaways. We have a box full of all of your favorite brands, so make sure that you're following at the SheFactor to get engaged and win.
So the dream for SheFactor actually started about 3 years ago, but we officially launched with an incredible party with Kaitlyn Bristowe last May. So it's been about a year since we launched SheFactor. Tell them why we did this.
Yeah, so SheFactor really started with my journey out of college. It was my senior year. I did about 45 informational interviews, and what I found is I just was not passionate about anything. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life, despite having all of the things set up for me in college, a double major, president of my sorority, president Panhellenic, and I still had no idea. So I went to my mom and we really created just a mind map of how I could create a life of passion and purpose and find the career of my dreams.
I remember that moment very well, and at the same time, I was a regent at the University of Colorado and an entrepreneur, so I hung out with young people a lot, inspiring them to follow their dreams, find their passion, do something that they love for their career. I finally had to put my money where my mouth was and help you figure it out. My own daughter had to do exactly what I was coaching a lot of other young people to do. So we came up with a methodology called the SheFactor method that walks you through a series of 6 steps to create a life that you love.
So the first step is finding your silhouette. This is a fun quiz you take through our app that tells you who you are and how you tick. Next, we move into spheres. The 9 spheres that we've created are all about helping you create a holistic balance in your life. We have folk, flame, future, finance, fashion, favor, freedom. What did I forget? Finance. Did we forget anything? I don't know.
I think so.
But there's 9 of them, and these are really to help you set goals, which is our next step of the process. You're gonna set goals in our SheFactor app. We're talking SMART goals, goals that you can actually achieve and celebrate. And then the next step of the method is you're gonna score yourself.
So SheFactor is actually the name of the score that you give yourself each month for how you're doing on your goals. And it's all about personal accountability. You score yourself, so there's no criticism, no harsh reality other than your own. You actually talk to yourself about how you're doing on your goals. It's also a common number that you can use with your peers and mentors to share how you're doing and kind of, give yourself some kudos or give yourself some harsh reality about what you need to do to get where you want to go. Next up is your SEAL Team 6. This is your accountability team. These are incredible people that are going to hold you accountable, be real with you, be authentic, and tell you how you think you're doing and help you when you're struggling.
Next is squads. Squads are your in real life community. It's about connecting with like-minded, growth-oriented women who are just going to help to support you and drive you on your journey to She. And then the last, but certainly not least, is success, the ultimate prize in this journey to She, which we know if you follow the 6-step method, you will achieve.
Well, and to celebrate that success with you is the movement we're creating around SheFactor. We meet you where you are, whether it's the podcast, the daily She email, the website, the blog, live events, virtual events. We've got so many different ways you can connect because what we want to do is build a community of like-minded, growth-oriented women to support you, celebrate, and have a great time achieving your goals.
So sit back and relax, pop a bottle of champagne with us, and just tune out the bad news, celebrate your accomplishments, and make this night all about you, because you deserve the grad party of your dreams, girl.
Congratulations, class of 2020. We're so excited for you.
Let's get the party started, shall we? Let's go hop on and meet Kaitlyn Bristowe, our MC for the night. Well, Kaitlyn, our MC, we're so excited to have you be a part of this event. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I love you, ladies.
We miss
Love you too. Oh my gosh, we are so excited to have you a part of this. You've been such a big part of SheFactor all the way along and such a champion for us because you are a queen, Kaitlyn. You're a queen.
That'll never get old, ever.
Well, I guess to get started, why was it so important for you to be a part of this event and just, I guess, a part of SheFactor in general, because you've been such an integral part of our launch and being a part of it just from day one. What does it mean to you and how has it changed your life?
Yeah, I honestly, a lot of deals come in and we get a lot of emails. And when I saw and read up on SheFactor, I was like, wow, that is something I could totally get behind. That's something I wish I had when I was going through, coming out of school or not knowing what I wanted to do, because I'm such a believer in community and women supporting women and people feeling empowered to do what they want to do. And that's obviously what you guys are all about. And so whenever I saw it, I'm like, this is genius. This is something I want to be a part of, and I'm excited to do so.
Well, we are so thankful that you are a part of it.
And I think, one of the reasons I love having Kaitlyn involved is because you're just fun, Kaitlyn. You have such a great vibe and you're such a happy warrior. And I think that's something that's missing in a lot of networking groups and communities and digital communities too. And I think that you exude what SheFactor is all about, just a growth mentality, go out and knock it out of the park and live life to the fullest. And that's why I love having you involved.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Well, we have such an amazing night in store, and I'm so excited. Like, all of the lineup is just a rock star, and we're gonna have some amazing interviews. But should we start it off by popping a bottle of champagne for all these grads?
That seems like the right thing to do. I feel
like we can't have a party without some champagne, right?
This was also a reason I wanted to be a part of it. I just feel like this is such a tough time for grads and for everyone, but you can also, make the best of it. And if you're going to be doing this from home or online and Zoom and everything, you have to make it fun. You have to go through this with a smile on your face and look for the best. And
should we pop it together?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay. I know. Why is mine?
Woo!
That just scared my dog so bad.
They're like, Mom, why did you do that? Well, we'll do a toast at the end, but we figured we needed some liquid courage to get us through this evening, right?
Yes. We're celebrating through the whole thing.
And for high school graduates online, hopefully they have some remember that grape juice, the Welsh grape juice that you used to
Oh, yes. Yes. Anything sparkling apple juice.
We're not promoting underage drinking here.
No, never.
Well, to this event, cheers.
Yes, cheers. Those are cute little glasses.
I know, aren't they fun? So we have so many things in store. I don't even know where to start, but I guess the first is we have so many giveaways, thousands of giveaways.
Yes. Do is very excited to be a part of that. My hair accessory line for scrunchies. So what do we have? 5 boxes to give away?
Yes, 5 do boxes, and then we have 1,000 SheGrad boxes that we're giving away. Brands we have Passion Planner, Babe Wine, Suja, Young Living. There's literally 15 brands that are part of this box, so it's going to be a good one. So to enter, just so everyone knows, we're going to just post throughout the event on social media, and there will be prompts and ways that you can enter. To start off, go tag all of your friends and make sure that they hop on right now and that they get to join in on the fun with you. Friends, family, everyone, I think this can be a big group party experience, Yeah,
absolutely.
Kaitlyn, if you're sending a message to these young women that are just getting out into the world, and obviously it's a crazy time right now, what are a couple things that you think they need to hear? Because you've been such a success and you do everything with such passion. How do you navigate this time right now if you're a young woman?
I always had this saying in my head that how you do anything is how you do everything. And that means even when you wake up in the morning, do you just throw your bed together, or do you actually make your bed? And how do you go through your day with little things? Yeah, hey, I'm guilty. I threw my bed together this morning, but I just try to have that mentality because I think if you do things with purpose and passion, you'll find your way. So I would definitely say to just pay attention to the things listen, have a conversation with yourself about what brings you joy, what are you passionate about, and be true to who you are, because anything you do in life that you feel you're passionate about and you're doing it with a purpose, you'll succeed. Mm-hmm. And I think that's important to take away. And especially in this time, I think they need to remember how strong they are. Nobody has gone through this, and they're going through it as as graduates coming out of this. They need to realize that they've already overcome so much and that they can take on anything.
That's a great point. I think we were talking a little bit before we hopped online about your recent single coming out and how it took a lot of bravery to put yourself out there. And wow, what a success it's been. I'm so proud of you and excited for you.
Yeah.
Tell us what that process was like.
Yeah, that was wild. And that's something that, you know, I wanted to put out because I think everybody knew I was so afraid to do it. And I've been very vocal about just how insecure I am about putting out my voice and a song. And I think that's important for me to share, is that you can do something even if you're feeling insecure or scared about it. You can still do it and you can still be proud of yourself. And yeah, it was, I've been writing and singing for like about 4 years since I got to Nashville. And I finally just thought, you know, isolation has taught me that time is so valuable, and to share what you believe in, and like, why not? So I just decided, these lyrics I wrote when I was, you know, going through a hard time a while ago. Now the lyrics kind of apply to everything we're going through in life right now. And it was just a vulnerable song. So I decided to share it, and luckily people liked it.
I think there's so many, oh, sorry. The joys of Zoom. I was going to say, like, I think every person that we have as part of this event has been through something so unique and trivial, whether it be super successful or going through a really hard time. And I think the core of a lot of these women's journeys have been vulnerability and, you know, utilizing the opportunity that's in front of them and going after it. And like, I think that's something that you totally embodied in this situation, and always, I think you always do. But I think that vulnerability is so important, and like something that I hope that these women, all of you listening, take with you out of this night, is that all of these women are being vulnerable so that they can share their stories with you and empower you to do the best that you can do.
Exactly. I always tell myself vulnerability creates connection. It really does. And look at what the world is going through right now. And everybody's kind of just like been there for each other through online, through different platforms, through what you guys are doing. And I just think there's good to come out of being vulnerable.
Should we get started?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it. So I think first up, we have a really beautiful song and message from Colbie Caillat. I was obsessed with Colbie Caillat. Like, bubbly hits home.
Yes.
I can't wait for it. So I think she's first up. Let's get started.
Hi everyone, I'm Colbie Caillat, and I just want to congratulate you on such a huge night. I'm so proud of you. I can't wait to see your future and what you do with it. You know, making the life that you love and that you want. I want to thank SheFactor for including me in this inspiring night, and I just want you guys to soak up this night because you deserve every single minute of it. All right, well, here's a little bit of my song, Bubbly. I've been awake for a while now. Got me feeling like a child now, 'cause every time I see your bubbly face, I get the tinglies in a silly place. It starts in my toes and I crinkle my nose. Wherever it goes, I always know you make me smile. Please stay for a while now, just take your time wherever you go. The rain is falling on my winter blade, we are hiding in a safer place, undercover, staying dry and warm. You give me feelings that I adore. They start in my toes, make me crinkle my nose. Wherever it goes, I always know you make me smile. Please stay for a while now, just take your time wherever you go. What am I gonna say when you make me feel this way? I just, and it starts in my toes, makes me crinkle my nose. Wherever it goes, I always know you make me smile. Please stay for a while now, let's take your time wherever you go. Wherever, wherever, wherever you go. Thank you you so much, and congratulations again.
So May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I just think it's so perfect that it landed during this time where we're all so, I think, fixated on our mental health and making sure that we're not only physically healthy, but mentally. I think there's like a strong push right now to just support each other and make sure that we're all in a good place mentally. So there's no better time than now to talk about this. And we're so excited that tonight is actually sponsored by Active Minds. They're just an incredible nonprofit organization dedicated to raising mental health awareness, especially among college students, which I think is really cool. They have chapters all across the country. They do peer-to-peer dialogue, interaction, talks. It's just incredible. So we have 2 ways that everyone can donate tonight. One of them, for anything purchased at kendrascott.com for the next 48 hours, you can go find the code in our stories on social media. They will actually be donating 20% of the proceeds to Active Minds, and they're going to match it also up to $1,000. So just such an incredible organization. Kendra Scott's so awesome. Like, guys, look how cute all of this stuff.
Yeah, that's beautiful. She has some of my favorite stuff. I actually have a lot. My girlfriend, she used to always ask me, like, what do you want for gifts? Like birthday. And I'm like, I don't know. I can't ever think of things. She goes, well, what little jewelry would you want? She bought me Kendra Scott years ago. And now ever since then, that's what she gets me for any gifts, because I love it so much. And obviously so important to integrate mental health into this. And I love what they're doing, especially for college kids. Again, I always go back to thinking about what I would have needed in that time of my life and at that age. And just to have conversation around it, I think is so important, and it just goes such a long way in making people feel not so alone. I've always been open about my struggles with anxiety and depression, and like just having people, just saying it out loud and knowing that other people can say, I relate to that, helps. Just something as simple as that. So, and any conversation around it goes a long way.
Totally.
Well, Allison, the founder, I've known for a while from my role as a regent at University of Colorado, and have been helping her get into CU. And I think that her story about her brother who committed suicide in college is just horrible and just sad. But she's done amazing things to honor his legacy and building Active Minds to do that. So if you're on a college campus around the country, you'll probably have an Active Minds chapter. I think there's upwards of 500 or 600 chapters around the country, so go check it out.
And SheFactor also, obviously, it's near and dear to our heart too, and we really want, I think in your 20s, it's a harder conversation to have than even in college, because there's kind of this like stigma that your life should be figured out and you're working and you're, I think it's even harder to have a community in your 20s, which is obviously the whole reason why we created SheFactor in the first place, to support you through that. So we really wanted to give back as well. So we created this adorable tank top. You can go find it on our social media. I think we'll also put up a picture right now too. It's so cute. And all of the proceeds that are made from that tank top, you can go buy it on the SheFactor store right now, are going to go 100% to Active Minds as well. So it's $15, literally the cutest tank top that you can rock all summer long, and support mental health in the process. So
I'm going to go get one.
Perfect. It's purple. You'll love it. It'll be great. It's even like a little crop top, like super.
Oh, I'm all about a crop top.
I don't know if all of us will be under quarantine, but yeah, we'll try.
No kidding. What do they call it? Literally the COVID-19. Like everyone's going to be out of this with 19.
I believe it.
I'm on tonight. It's going to help with that. Kendall Toole is an amazing Peloton instructor, and I've been addicted to my Peloton bike since I got it. Wow.
So speaking of Peloton, we have the amazing Peloton instructor, Kendall Toole, up next. She is just a badass. She is awesome.
Yeah.
So she's going to come on and talk about her experience. And she actually, speaking of mental health, has actually been very vocal about mental health issues that she's had. And she's going to touch on that too. So let's transition on over to Kendall. Kendall, you're literally one of my favorite instructors since getting my Peloton in mid quarantine. So this is just like a dream come true, having you on and getting to talk to you in person rather than having you, yell at me during my workout to make me work harder. But I think you just embody everything that the world needs to hear, especially right now with the ladies graduating and what they're going through. I want to start with just bringing up the tagline that you use on your website and just throughout, feminine, intelligent, and tough. So talk about like, why is this your mantra and how has this inspired you on your journey to get to get where you are today?
Exactly. I thank you so much for that. And thank you for taking class. It means the world, this community that's coming together in such a crazy time. And this is no different. So thank you for what you're doing for these totally badass ladies who are definitely going to be world changers after going through something like this. But yeah,
Sure.
Going into why everybody was kind of like, is it Fix It, Kendall? I thought it was Fix It. I was like, no, it's Fit X, Fit by. The reason, which is kind of ironic, but the reason why I broke it down to feminine, intelligent, and tough was that first and foremost, I got into fitness because I loved boxing. If anyone's seen a female boxer, it's not exactly the most feminine thing for how people define femininity in today's space or society defines femininity. And to me, the first thing I wanted to put forward was, no, I can throw a punch and I can absorb a punch and I can be bleeding out of my nose and I can be sweaty and have crazy hair. And that to me is femininity, because I'm not going to apologize for being smart. And finally, the last part is toughness. It is tough being a woman. It is tough being a woman today. It is extra tough being a woman graduating in 2020 right now and being moved to going home. So it's another level, another barrier, and toughness needs to be supported and celebrated. To get knocked down, and I say this all the time, you can get knocked down, but you get back up and they can't knock you out. It's so key, because that's actually what propels you forward in life. That's what's going to keep you moving.
Is you talk about your challenges with depression, anxiety, mental health, as well as food intolerance. So how did you find joy and really start honoring yourself and taking ownership of your life, especially amidst like change and chaos of this job and all the things going on?
Definitely. And I think I really am happy to be speaking to and chatting with and honoring this graduating class, because a lot of people don't know this, but between the ages of 17 and 24 is when 75% of people are diagnosed with a mental health disorder or some type of a condition. So it's a really important time in your life, because I know my diagnosis came when I was in my senior year of college. I think in large part because of a lot of the stress and it all bubbled up and I had to deal with it. So there's no shame in that game. If you are feeling off, if something doesn't feel right, it's okay. Like, it's okay to not have it all together. There's so much pressure. Don't put more on yourself.
Yeah.
You really can choose what you can take on. And that's something you learn the older and older you get, and you start to deal with pressure all the time.
I love that so much.
You gotta be brave, but then they'll come and meet you. You elevate people up by being 100% your authentic self. And it's literally giving someone a pass and saying, hey, here's my hand, join me. You can do it too. And then all of that other stuff, all of the pressures and expectations we put on ourselves, they matter less, because we know that the people around us are there because they really see us, because we're brave enough to be ourselves. So that's a huge one for me with definitely what helps so much with the anxiety and the depression.
So what advice or message do you have for the women of the class of 2020 in these trying times? How can they really change the narrative of current times to empower their journey forward and discover their power? And yeah, what's just like the message that you want to leave them with?
I will say this: times of uncertainty and in times of challenge and instability breed the most incredible foundation. Because when you are challenged and when you are tested, when you are pushed back and when you are buried and when you are bogged down with all of these different weights and challenges, the rise back up, the getting down from being knocked down is such a beautiful journey that I feel like a lot of these women just need to be open and accepting and gracious of this time, because they're going to find their power. They're going to find their presence, I think, even sooner than a lot of other women get the opportunity to find it because of their own life circumstances. This is the hardest time to be graduating, and yet these women did. And so for them, they need to know that there is a reason why they are dealing with this, and this is with purpose and with power that they get to enter into the world, whether it's going to college after this, whether it's building a company or career, whether it's just exploring and finding out what's next for them. This is a watershed moment, and there is nothing greater than being able to be challenged to rise up and make your claim on the world. This is where they find their fight, and it's happening right now. And so just embrace it, attack it, be unapologetic about what you want, and always move forward. Stay fighting, stay in it.
For every giveaway tonight, and there are going to be so many giveaways, we are going to be doing something a little bit special. We are actually going to be partnering with Active Minds to bring awareness to mental health by giving you tangible tips, not only to support your mental health, but be an advocate for others who may need your help on this journey. So let's start with giveaway number 1. We have an amazing giveaway and mental health tips sponsored by Waterloo. What makes Waterloo sparkling water so special is that there are actually only 2 ingredients: carbonated water and natural flavors. That means none of the synthetic sweeteners, sugars, sodium, and additives that you see in other sodas. So you can just leave feeling refreshed and hydrated with absolutely zero guilt by knowing exactly what's in your can. Speaking of zero guilt, May is Mental Health Month, and there's no guilt or shame in needing support. So join SheFactor and Active Minds in saying, I'm here for you. We can make clear to those around us that there is someone here for you because you are important and your mental health matters. So go to activeminds.org/here-for-you to learn more. And 2 lucky winners are actually going to be winning a year's supply of Waterloo. I so need that in my life. I go through sparkling water so fast. So go check out our stories to be entered in this awesome giveaway.
Hey everyone, my name is Caroline Jones. I'm a singer-songwriter, and I want to thank SheFactor for having me be a part of this. I'm really honored to play for you all on such a momentous occasion in your life, and I congratulate you for all your hard work and this step on your journey. I know it's a super uncertain time for everyone in the world, especially you, and I just wanted to offer a different perspective or a way you could frame this circumstance in your mind to give you more freedom and more peace. Life is very uncertain, and humans, if you want to grow and be happy, you got to constantly evolve and change and shift and learn. And sometimes when there are external circumstances that you wouldn't have chosen and that you can't control, it actually forces you to go within and find a strength and resilience and a drive in yourself to make you focus more on who you are instead of what you're doing, and to make you focus more on the certainty of how you want to walk into the world as opposed to the security that the world can offer to you. So this song I'm going to play you is about that. It's called Rise. I wrote it a few years ago about a time in my life when I felt kind of insecure and was losing myself in the world and in other people's opinions and in external circumstances, and kind of brought myself back to center and reminded myself of the northern star of my heart and my soul and what really matters. And the song is called Rise. I've been sleeping in my mind, but now my heart is rising, rising with the tide, floating on a wave and buoyed by the sea. Carry me away, 'cause the world is not for me. Oh, if I could see through different eyes, from 10,000-foot skies, I'd navigate the lies, and never fear demise, nor be timid of the rule. How can I grow wise if never I'm a fool? And home is in my heart, so why do I get lost in the crowd, trying to be proud? Whoa, I must be quiet enough to hear the sound, the song inside my soul as it echoes in the clouds. I'm gonna sing it loud. I'm gonna sing it loud. Raindrops ripple as I breathe. I can feel the deep blue minds from my feet, coming up for air, conscious coming clean. I have left the past at the bottom of the sea, 'cause home is in my heart, so why do I get lost in the crowd, trying to be proud?
Whoa, I must be quiet enough to hear the sound. The song inside my soul, I'm gonna write it down. Yeah. I'm gonna sing it loud. Oh, I'm gonna sing it loud. No matter where you land or how far you may fall, you have heart, you have hands. The highest calling of our lives is to find the grace in the very place we stand and rise. I'm gonna sing it loud. I'm gonna sing it loud. Oh, we will rise.
So yeah, I'm just really excited to hear about Erica's life. I mean, it seems insane. I can't imagine being a med student and like one of the top recruits in the country. She was like the 26th pick in the draft.
That is
That's-
amazing.
That's insane. And I'd like to like shake her parents' hands because they are apparently good breeders.
No kidding. You need
God.
some luck like rubbed off on you.
Yeah, seriously, that's incredible.
When are kids gonna happen for you, Kaitlyn?
You know what? I think about it all the time. I think I've been staying since I was 20 years old. In the next couple of years. And then I'm turning 35 in June, and I'm like, okay, in the next couple of years. We'll see.
You've got the cute puppies, so you've got that checked off the box. You've practiced enough. It's time.
Yes, we said when we were potty training these dogs, this is good. This is a good practice for kids. And then all the parents listening are probably like, you just wait, Kaitlyn. Nothing with dogs.
I don't know if you watch Allie Fedosky on Instagram, but she's been potty training her little guy, and it's been quite the adventure. I've chuckled through it, but it's very cute.
Those kids are so adorable.
Well, let's do like a little wine toast to Erica and take a little break. Everyone can take a little stretcher before we have the next round of lineups. But cheers to Erica and her badass journey.
Yes.
Basketball
Cheers to
and medical student. She's going to go change the world.
For real.
So I love this quote you posted a few weeks ago. Don't outplay expectations, outplay everybody. And I read all the articles. I watched your YouTube channel, like I said, and your sisters especially say that you're just a different breed. Like that's just how they describe you. And to me, it seems like I said when I introduced you, like you just dream big and you go for it and you don't let anything hold you back from that. So how did you handle being a D1 athlete while also being a pre-med student, interning, shadowing, touring med schools? And what will that look like now that you're drafted in the WNBA and like what your dreams of going to play for the Nigerian national team?
Yeah, it was definitely hard, but I think I just focused on being 100% a student and 100% an athlete whenever I was in the moment. So my sisters describe me all the time as like someone who's very present and very engaging, and I think that's kind of been a benefit of what I'm trying to do. So like when I'm in the moment, I can be 100% at it. So that's kind of helped me do both endeavors at the highest level in college. People are super supportive. I was really worried at first that the med schools would be like, what?
You're doing what?
Yeah, whenever they found out I was getting drafted, but they were the first people that were super supportive. They all emailed me. I didn't even email them. And they were like, just keep us in the loop and we're going to figure it out. So I can't tell you exactly how it's going to work because, we still have to figure out some things, but I do have support, which is awesome.
And you are going to do both. Like that's no questions asked. Like you're going to make both work.
Hopefully.
So have you officially decided where you're going yet, or is that still up in the air?
Yeah, I've officially decided. They have like a bunch of deadlines. So you apply to med school a year before you actually plan on matriculating. So I applied last year this time, and by April 30th of this year, I had to decide one school that I was going to. So I did decide what school. I haven't told anybody what school.
I was going to say, I couldn't find it anywhere, but I did watch your, what do they call it? Your ranking video.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, girl, you had me stressed out.
Yeah, that's an example of, trying to balance both, and it almost turned out bad.
But that was also just bad luck. I mean, like not having electricity and like
100%, like only me that happens to, you think someone like me, like, oh, she has great luck, and then just random stuff like that happen.
Let's talk about your family just for a minute. You come from a big family, like we said, and you have all these amazing women in your life that you can look up to who have paved their own path as well. So how have your sisters and just the women in your life in general empowered you on your journey and helped you along the way?
Yeah, I think initially my sisters have been my motivator. From me being in like middle school and them going to college, they went to Stanford, and just choosing a school like Stanford automatically, I was like, whoa, why did they choose this school? And it's because they weren't thinking just about sports, they were thinking about academics, and they were thinking about their life past basketball, because both of them didn't know they were going to be #1 draft picks in the WNBA when they decided to go to Stanford. So it kind of already had me, understanding, okay, this is kind of what's important, as a woman. And, in the world we're living in right now, professional sports are very popular for women, but we still can, do better when it comes to just equity. So they were taking that into account at such a young age and preparing themselves for life without sports. And I think that's an edge that a lot of women have when they do play sports, because oftentimes they are forced to think past just professional sports as a career, and because of that they end up in professional sports, and then they end up also doing whatever other endeavor they had. So I think that's such an advantage for women, and my sisters did that at Stanford, and I think that kind of motivated me, like, okay, like let me choose a school where I can really do both. And then my other sister, who's not in the WNBA, she's currently getting her MBA right now at Rice University.
Wow.
And yeah, she's been able to utilize, like, she was my teammate at Rice, so we've always been teammates together.
That's so fun.
Yeah, so she's also been able to utilize her platform at Rice to network, to get into such. Jones School of Business is one of the best in the world. Like, it's just amazing how they've been able to use their platform in ways that have nothing to do with sports. So that's kind of where the motivation came from.
What would you say, like, your message would be to the class of 2020? Like, if you could tell them anything, like, what would you want them to know?
Yeah, I mean, congratulations, you did it, you graduated. That's something that you should be proud of. It's not something small whatsoever. So really, be proud of yourself for that. And in the situation that we're in now, it might seem scary. It might seem like the future is unknown, but like I said, the future is very promising, especially for people who graduated this year because you're resilient. You did online class for about a semester. You did, literally, there's no other generation that has done that for so long, or that's in school right now. So you all have tools and characteristics that are going to be really profitable in the future, and the future is really yours. So congratulations.
Well, congratulations to you too. And I'm so excited to watch your journey and see what happens for you. And, I'm a huge fan of basketball. My boyfriend's family, it's like all they watch. And I went to University of Oregon, so I'm actually a huge women's basketball fan too.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
So I'm just excited to watch all of your endeavors and see you take over the world. It's gonna be awesome.
Thank you.
All right, ladies, time for a giveaway and mental health tip number 2. So this giveaway is sponsored by Brew Dr. Kombucha, which I don't know about you guys, but I am a huge fan of kombucha. I drink it all the time. It's so good for your health. And I not only love kombucha, but I absolutely love Brew Doctor, not just because they're from Portland, Oregon, which is where I live, but just because they're so delicious and just such a great brand. My favorite flavor is Clear Minds. Go try it. It's amazing. For mental health tip number 2, let's talk a little bit about statistics. So according to a recent Active Minds survey, 1 in 5 college students reported that their mental health has significantly worsened due to COVID-19. Active Minds can help you learn to be there for and support your peers during this difficult time. So go find resources at activeminds.org/here-for-you. So go check out our stories, because 2 lucky winners are going to be getting a whole month's worth of kombucha. That would literally be so much kombucha for me because I drink it every day, but I hope you win.
Hey SheGrads, congratulations on truly a massive accomplishment. You've worked so hard and you've made it through this chapter, and now it's time to celebrate. I know it's a weird and really uncertain time, but here's also what I know. The future is bright. because you are the future. You're the voices, the brains, and the fire that I believe will change this world for the better. I'm so excited for you guys, and I wish you all the best luck on your way up. Thank you, SheFactor, for this opportunity. My name is Kate Kestner, and this is a song I wrote called My Way Up. I've known since I was young, hey yeah, I wouldn't stay where I was from, hey yeah, wouldn't take the easy road, went ahead and made my own. Why walk when you can run? I had to get used to know every high takes so low. I can't go with the flow and I wanna make waves. Oh, but I'm seeing it now, just like a break in the clouds. Feel the sun shining down on me. I'm on my way out, won't look back. I'm on my way out, past is past. All my strength inside of me, got my head up high 'cause I believe I'm on my way out, and I'm going up my way. I'm going up my way. I'm going up my way. Thank God for my mistakes. Yeah, for the tears and the lonely days. Even though it hurt like hell, no, I never lost myself. 'Cause I've been, but I don't break. Oh, and I'm seeing it now, just like a break in the clouds. Feel the sun shining down on me. I'm on my way out, won't look back.
So she won like how many five Olympic
Four
medals?
Olympic medals at 17, and then she won another. Well, she actually won more than that. She won 4 gold Olympic medals at 17.
Wow.
And then another one later on. But
And Tori loves to, like, her claim to fame is they had the same swim coach when she was like 8 years old.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Oh yeah, and I met her in. I told her this too. I was like, Missy, this isn't actually the first time we've met. We actually met in a train in the Denver airport when I was like 18.
No
She's
way.
like, I need to see that picture. I was like, no, you really don't need to see the picture.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so she is just such an inspiration. She retired from swimming because she got an injury. And talking about, I think all throughout tonight's event, like we're talking a lot about mental health, obviously, and she's also dealt with a lot of mental health issues herself. A lot of depression, pain, anxiety, insomnia, and all just talking about like her worth and how she like thought that she needed to find worthiness in swimming, and that if she wasn't good at swimming, then she didn't have the self-worth. So I think she just has such an incredible message to share, especially being so successful at such a young age and dealing with that.
Well, and being from Colorado, I mean, she has made such an impact in the Colorado community for young people. She speaks a lot. I saw her talk, and it had all of us in tears in the entire audience, and we just such big Missy fans, so we're really excited to have her involved.
Don't you love when people go through such rough patches in life and hard times, and the way they come out of it and change other people's lives and perspective is just incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's that saying about what a diamond starts out as really, really rough, and until it becomes beautiful and shines. A rock. Yeah. It starts as a rock. Oops.
It's in your book. You did write it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's fine.
Haven't even had half a glass.
Early, that's why I like it.
I know, we need to drink up. Let's do another cheers.
Cheers. Yeah. I'm all about a good cheers.
So, Missy, I don't even know where to start. I am just so excited to talk to you today, like fangirling hard, growing up in Colorado, and actually being a swimmer for most of my life. I've just always looked up to you and admired you. So it's such an honor to have you be a part of this event.
Thank you so much for having me. I am so thrilled. I mean, this event is so amazing, and I'm just so proud of all of our graduates this year, and to be a part of something that recognizes them and all of their hard work and appreciates them. It means so much to me. So thank you for all the work that you're doing. It's incredible.
Thank you. Well, so most people know you obviously as being a 5-time Olympic gold medalist swimmer, 4 of which I believe were at the age of 17. You were super young when all of this journey started. But despite all of the incredible success you've had, you've also experienced a tremendous amount of pain and depression and anxiety and just mental health issues. So what was that roller coaster of emotions like, especially at such a young age? I feel like a lot of the graduates listening can kind of relate to like what that looks like, maybe not on an extreme scale, but what was that experience like for you?
Well, I think everyone can relate to it, right? Because even if it's not the same journey or the same scale, it's all so similar, right? We all have that experience of having highs and having lows, and that is very, very different. And so for me, my high was being an Olympic gold medalist, and that's a pretty high, right? And so to go along with that, the low is going to be pretty low as well. And so, you know, when I was growing up, especially when I was 17, when I was in London, you know, I hadn't really ever known anything but success. And I definitely don't mean for that to sound arrogant, but that's just how my career was. I just kept getting faster, and I kept making bigger meets, and I kept achieving more, and eventually, you know, dream of all dreams, went to the Olympic Games at 17 and won 4 gold medals. And so I didn't really associate my identity with swimming because it had always gone so well. But when that started to take a turn for the worse, when I started to really struggle in the sport, when I started to experience injury, I realized how much of my own self-worth I had wrapped up in my success. So when I started failing and disappointing myself within sport, I directly correlated that with my value as a human being. And that's really where that depression, that anxiety, the insomnia, that all really started to sink in months before the Olympic Games in 2016. Because in my mind, if I was a failure as a swimmer, I was a failure as a person. And something I also really had to work through was just feeling guilty about what I was feeling, you know, having that in the back of my head. Like, I am a 4-time Olympic gold medalist. How dare I even have bad days? Like, how dare I have days when I feel sad when I'm so blessed? And I feel so grateful for everything that has happened to me. And so that's been huge for me to work through, you know, recognizing those 2 major things that, you know, what I can do in a pool and who I am as a person have nothing to do with one another. And also that whatever feelings I have are totally valid. You know, there's no such thing as a good and bad feeling. And no matter what, I always recognize my blessings. I like to think I'm one of the most grateful people on the planet. And it's still okay to have sad days and be a really grateful person.
I love it. And I think like just getting to interview all the women that I have as part of this event, I think it's been a constant reminder of the struggles that we all go through. And that even if somebody is, you know, super successful like yourself, like there's still going to be those moments where it doesn't feel good and you don't feel great. And it's hard to celebrate when you run into those emotions and you're not able to like fully step away from that. So, and for all the grads who are struggling to find the light at the end of the tunnel right now and who are dealing with those roller coaster of emotions that we talked about, like what is the message and advice that you give to them? How do you find joy in those times? And like, how have you celebrated your successes and just taken those wins and made them the most amazing that they could be?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to steal this from my husband. He has the best way of looking at this, and he always says, look back to move forward. So really take time to reflect on your college experience, on the memories that you made, the friendships that you'll have, the people who truly made an impact on you, and write that out. I mean, write down those memories, write down the lessons that you learned, the moments where you truly were a person that you were so proud of, and then be grateful for that. Always pair that kind of a reflection with gratitude, and then use that to continue moving forward, to have an idea of like, this is what I've been given. These are the lessons I've had. Now moving forward, how am I going to put those into place? What is that going to look like? And I feel like right now it's such a good activity to do because, it allows us to be grateful and to appreciate what we've had, but also take the time to really decide, all right, well, since I've been given that, how am I going to use that as I move forward into this incredibly exciting and new chapter?
So great. I love that saying. I haven't heard that before, but I think it's spot on. And I think we can all take a little bit of direction from that too. Yes. Is there anything else that you want to give to the class of 2020? I think you've covered so many amazing topics, but is there anything else that you want to end with?
Gosh, I would just say, be proud of yourself. I think for so long, and especially having the peak of my career be so early, I've always been so aware of being modest and humble and letting my achievements speak for me, but almost to a point where I wasn't recognizing my own success and celebrating my own accomplishments. So for all of the young women out there, for tonight, for your graduation, don't be humble. Don't be modest. You have achieved something incredible. Celebrate yourself, appreciate yourself for that, recognize that, and genuinely let that fill you up because you deserve that. You've put in so much work, and now you just have the rest of your lives waiting for you.
Hey, it's Tenille Townes here, just stopping by to say congratulations on your graduation, you guys. What an amazing accomplishment. And even in these crazy, uncertain times, I just am so excited about the way that you're still celebrating this and all coming together. And I'm so pumped for your adventures and truly wishing you the very best as you take all the next exciting steps. So I'll play a little song. It's called Somebody's Daughter. Somebody's daughter, somebody's daughter, somebody's daughter. Let you give up wondering where the cars all go, and can she even say that I don't know what to say? So I just nod my head and wait. Well, no one's gonna ask if she wants to be or why we're both stuck here at the mercy of geography. And She was somebody's sister, just counting change at the lemonade stand. Probably somebody's high school first kiss. Or dancing in a gym with the kids. I'll talk about someday, someday. Now this light turned green and I hand her a couple dollars. Oh, I wonder if she got lost or they forgot her. Somebody's somebody's daughter, yeah, yeah. Congratulations, everybody.
Karen Civil is like a badass music agent. She like, I don't even know, her journey is like so incredible, but basically she has worked with like Drake and Lil Wayne, Backstreet Boys.
Didn't she? She's the one who started the blog for Lil Wayne when he was in jail or something.
Yeah.
Scott, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She is so awesome. And she now basically has her own organization where she works with different like, I almost said H&B because I mixed hip hop and R&B. Same thing, right? But she really wants it. She knows it's such a male dominated industry. She wants to like give women a voice in that. And really, she actually is also known as like being the one who made Hillary Clinton cool. Like that's like her like MO.
Really?
Yeah.
Taught her how to dance.
Yeah, no, she basically like gave her the kind of like drive in her campaign and had this big, huge like hip hop R&B like party, I think at the White House. And she planned the whole thing and invited all these people. It was like a Hillary Clinton event. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
So, Karen, you have just created so much opportunity for yourself and like completely self-made, which is just so inspiring. You put in the hard work. You've just made yourself a visionary, a marketing mogul, just in the entertainment industry and all across the board. You've worked with artists such as Backstreet Boys, Lil Wayne, JD Williams, Drake, Nicki Minaj, like literally a dream come true, I think, for a lot of the women watching. And you've really just forged your own path, especially with KarenCivil.com, Live Civil, Always Civil. And there's so many things that we could talk about, and obviously we don't have forever, but I really wanted to step back and look at and focus on your 20-year-old self and stepping back into that space so that you're kind of in the shoes of all the women watching and taking this in today. So how did you create this opportunity for yourself, especially in such a male-dominated industry like entertainment and rap and hip-hop? And what really pointed you down this path, and how did you run towards it?
For me, it started out, I was a fan of the Backstreet Boys, and I grew up in Elizabeth, New Jersey. And my biggest thing was not to become a product of my environment, which was just live the normal life of after high school, you know, you do the cheerleading thing, date the quarterback, and then you have a kid and you get married, that old Lifetime country story. That wasn't me. I wanted to know the world outside of my community. So it started with an AOL disc. I got to talk to people around the country who had things in common with me. You know, here I am, a Haitian American, a Haitian Dominican American girl who necessarily doesn't have people who have things in common with her. Like at the time, Haitian kids aren't listening to the Backstreet Boys, and everyone at that time, like I did different identities. Like even though it's all Black, it's like, no, Haitians over here, Africans over here, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans. It was so segregated. So I just really was knee deep into my online friendships and building it and building community. And I love the way that online had this community. And I was able to start my website for the Backstreet Boys. I entered an MTV contest. Unfortunately, I didn't win. But Jive Records still gave me the opportunity to meet them, which was incredible. So that was my way of seeing the internet can give me what I want, because here's my favorite boy band in the world, and here I am getting to meet them.
What is your best advice to stay positive and excited and just really step into this next chapter of their life?
Listen, step into it. It's everything you said. Step into it. Do not let this situation that's happening mess up the years of work, the experiences, the memories with friends, the moments, and everything else stop you from your happiness, your dedication to where you're going. This is just a small hiccup in the road of life. So there are people out there championing you. Do not feel like you are alone. You are going to be great, but honor yourself. Listen to your heart. See how you're feeling. Honor yourself. Just know that this is this is like a monumental moment. Do not let this COVID thing overshadow the greatness, the years of work, history, memories, laughs, fun, parties, nervousness, days you probably slept over, teachers who worked your nerves, and everything in between, because it's still going to be wonderful. Life is still going to be wonderful. And just know this is just a small little hiccup in the road of life. It's going to be so many more of these. Not to scare you guys, but like.
What is one of your favorite moments or memories from this journey that you've been on? We call it your journey to She, but like, what's one moment that really stands out to you?
Let's see, one moment. It would have to be going to the White House. That was an incredible moment because it felt like so good. Like, it felt so good. And they let me come with like my family and my friends. Like, that meant a lot to me. And that let me know, like, damn, Karen, this is like,
you made it.
Yeah,
you made it, girl.
Yes, you deserve this. And to the person, to the graduates and everyone listening, like, I'm so excited for you guys. Walk in your purpose. Be great. Understand it's going to take time to know what you want to do. Take some time off if you need it. Figure out who you are as an individual. It's okay. Don't put a time limit on your success. If you need to eat ramen for the first 30 days because you need to save for a GoPro, do what you have to do. Understand social media is a highlight reel. Everyone doesn't show their missteps, but live your life. But remember to live your life.
Thank you so much, Karen. That was incredible and just such a powerful message. Yes, thank you for everything. And I can't wait for everyone to hear this amazing message from you and get to follow your journey. So thank you for everything. Okay, time for giveaway and mental health tip number 3. And we have, all right, time for giveaway and mental health tip number 3. And this brand is one of our next guests' favorite brands. Ashe is such a big fan of Suja. Suja actually makes pressed juice healthy and tasty. They use a process that keeps all of the best nutrients in. So all you have to do is take a shot of their juice for all the benefits of a full serving of fruits and veggies. So how can you help and support somebody in need? All it takes is just 3 simple steps. Validate, appreciate, refer. That simple 3-step conversation guide offered by Active Minds can seriously start a potentially life-changing conversation, guys. So first, validate their feelings. Next, appreciate their courage. And finally, if appropriate, refer them to skills and support. Learn more at activeminds.org/VAR. So Ashe is one of our like special guests for the night. Like, not only is she performing for 13 minutes for us, which like I'm gonna be fangirling the whole time, singing along to every single song because I know it all, and she's one of my faves. But she also is gonna hop on for an interview with us too. Her new song is, well, it's actually not new. It's just getting a lot of traction right now. It's called Moral of the Story, and it is featured in like the most heart-wrenching part of To All the Boys I've what is it?
Oh, really?
I've Loved Before. All the Boys I've Loved Part 2. Like the most heart-wrenching scene. It's like her song playing in the back. So
really?
Yes. She actually, she'll talk a little bit more about this, but it came from her experience in getting a divorce. She's only 27. So
wow,
definitely a really impactful story. And if you haven't heard the song, it's like,
it's
so
beautiful.
raw and beautiful and awesome.
Amazing.
So I'm so excited to have you be a part of this event, Ashe. I actually saw you open for Louis the Child in Portland, Oregon 2 years ago, and I just like instantly fell in love with your music, your authenticity, and just like, yes, like I said, I'm like total fangirl right now, and I'm so excited. And I've been following you ever since. So this is like dream come true.
That's so cool. I had no idea you've seen me live before. That's awesome. That makes me feel so special.
When we started planning this event, like we were like, okay, who do we want to have perform and be a part of it? Like you were literally at the top of my list. So it's like she just radiates such positivity and like just is so raw and authentic. And I think people need to hear her message. And I think she's perfect for this. So I'm just so excited to have you be a part of this event.
Wow. Well, thanks for having me. That's so freaking nice. Thank you.
Of course. So you're only 27, right? Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Wanted to make sure you didn't have any birthdays soon. You messed that up. But,
no.
Like, did you always know that you were going to pursue music, or like what inspired you to go down that path in the first place?
No, I definitely didn't always know. Music's just always been the only sort of a stable, steady thing in my life. I think that I even have a tattoo that says right for right now, that like everything is sort of just one day at a time, one thing at a time. Things are fleeting. I mean, I was married and now I'm not, so it makes the ground feel a little unstable underneath you. And music in particular has been always there and has never been just right for right now. It's right for always. And so it just felt like I didn't know exactly what I was going to do in music, but I knew it had to be in.
So looking back in your 20s and college, all of the things that happened in that time frame, obviously, like most of the women listening right now are graduating college, or some of them graduating high school, moving into that next stage of their life. What do you wish you would have known or done differently, or like what advice would you give yourself if you had to look back at that time?
Ooh, that's such a loaded question. Oh, loaded for sure. Done differently. I'm definitely a glass half full kind of girl, and don't, live life with any regrets. Ironically, I have a song coming out that's like, if I could have done it differently, I would have. So funny that we're having this conversation, but yeah, I mean, I think that mindset wise, there's things that I could have had differently, particularly in college. And when I graduated college, I didn't have the confidence that I do now. And I know I had a lot of self-limiting beliefs that took a lot of power away from me and over my life. And, I just wasn't very confident. I didn't think that I was good enough to be a music artist. And I didn't think that I had a voice worth hearing. And it was just it all came from insecurities and immaturity. And I wish I would have gained, when I was little, I was this like spark plug, just when I walked in the room, you knew I was in the room. And I feel like I've sort of found that, little girl again. And I wish I would have found her maybe sooner. I think it just took a little bit of growing up, honestly. And if you're doing the thing that the universe doesn't want you to do, slowly it sort of like starts knocking on your door and be like, hello.
So your single that's taking over the top charts right now and is also featured in probably the most literal heart-wrenching scene of To All the Boys I've Loved Part 2. Moral of the story, it's just such a raw, emotional look into your life. And I mean, all of your music, I feel like tells such a beautiful story, but especially this song, I think that there's just like that extra edge to it. And like I said, I've been following you for some years now. And like, I saw all of this play out in your life as you shared it. And wow. Since I've been following you, but this result was just something so unique and beautiful. So like, for those of you who don't know, can you tell the story behind the song and like how this song came to fruition?
Yeah. So moral of the story, it was probably written well over 2 years ago now. And it was only a few months after I had filed for divorce to my now ex-husband. And I walked into the room. I had a songwriting session that day with two of my favorite writers. And I flung the door open and was like, I just filed for divorce. And they were like, whoa, okay, we're going to write a good song today, you know? And we were all like, let's capitalize on the heartbreak. And for me, it was just, I knew I needed to talk about this really tough and vulnerable part of my life. Because when artists have done that for me, it's impacted me so much. So, you know, vulnerability it feels so scary, and it feels so, it's such an out of body experience. And I think that we tend to shy away from vulnerability, but, because the immediate, experience of vulnerability is really, tough usually. I would say, you know, vulnerability has been the most impactful and important things in my career. And so I think that's why people relate to the music. I think, you know, that's why the music is having sort of a moment. And so I guess I would just say don't shy away from vulnerability in your own life, you know.
So what message do you want to leave with the ladies here tonight before your performance, which, by the way, I'm going to be rocking out, singing every word too. I'm so excited. But what is the message that you want to leave with them before you start performing?
Ooh. Well, especially if, you know, if they're graduates that I'm speaking to, I will say this. Don't take this time too seriously, I will say. You know, I think life feels very heavy when you graduate and you feel like you have to have it all figured out, and you just absolutely do not. I think your life, you know, my life changed so many times since I've graduated. And lean into vulnerability, lean into the things that scare you, and just enjoy it. It's going to fly by, and it's going to be over so soon. So yeah,
I love it.
Probably it. Yeah.
Well, it was so great getting to talk to you. And like I said, I admire you so much, and I'm just so excited to see what else you put out in the world. And it's gotten me through a lot of stuff, and I'm sure it'll help a lot of these women get through what they're going through right now too. So thank you for all that you do.
Oh, thank you so much. This has been so nice. Thank you for having me.
Sick of all the used to, what we too used to. And all sink or swim, we've already jumped down. All in, we can make it feel right again, like before we were used to. And a lot, before we were used to. And a lot, before we were used to. And a lot, before we were used to. And la 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 la. There's always gonna be another mountain. Always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes we're gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. It's the climb. La 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 la. Da 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 da. Before we were used to it. Oh, da 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 da.
Alright, so this next song is not my song. I just love it so much, and I think that the writing is so absolutely incredible, and so whenever I hear it, I always wish I heard this sort of sad, melancholy thing underneath it. So, yeah, this is Don't Start Now by WNBA, not me.
Did a full 180, crazy, thinking about the way I was. Did the heartbreak change me? Maybe, but look at where I ended up. I'm all good already, so moved on, it's scary. I'm not where you left me at all. So, if you don't wanna see me dancing with somebody, if you wanna believe that anything can stop me, don't show up, don't come out, don't start caring about me now. Walk away, you know how. Don't start caring about me now. Whoa, Aren't you the guy who tried to
This song is called In Disguise. It was a record I released off one of my very last EP, Moral of the Story. And this song has always been one of my favorites to play live because I get the whole crowd basically to scream, "I'd rather be hated for who I am," before I sing the song, and it is just the coolest moment. Man, I miss performing it so much, so I wanted to play it today. And yeah, I think that this is one of those songs that I wrote going, there were so many opinions and other influences in my life that I felt like were telling me how to look and how to be and what to say and what to think. And I slowly was like, I just don't feel like anyone else should really get to say except me at the end of the day. So that came out in this song. So I was living free like I wanted to, but they laughed at me. So I came to you asking for a good time and to take it out of my mind. You said people around the world will try to bring you down. Told me don't give in to the power, you got power yourself. Everybody's got their reasons, they can all go to hell if they like. I'd rather be hated for who I am than a wasted all giving a damn. You better find out who your friends are in disguise. Take a seat, take a hit, gotta learn to breathe, and the only thing you'll have to do is follow your heart in the end. You said people around the world will try to bring you down. Told me don't give in to the power, you got power yourself. Everybody's got their reasons, they can all go to hell if they like. I'd rather be hated for who I am than a wasted all giving a damn. You better find out who your friends are in disguise. I'd rather be digging out my own grave than to listen to the words that they say. You better find out who your friends are in disguise. I was living free like I wanted to, but they laughed at me. So I came to you asking for a good time and I take it out of my mind. Okay. So this is the very last one, and this song is absolutely so important to me, and it is actively changing my life right now. So the song is really special to me, and it's a song I knew I needed to write in my life, and yeah, it's shown me so much that vulnerability is a really important part of being a healthy human. And so I love this song, and I hope you love it too. Okay. This is called Moral of the Story. Some mistakes get made. whole time. Should've seen the signs, yeah. Talking with my mother, she said, where'd you find this guy? I said, some people fall in love with the wrong people sometimes. Some mistakes get made, that's alright, that's okay. You can think that you're in love when you're really just in pain. Some mistakes get made, that's alright, that's okay. In the end, it's better for me, that's the moral of the story, babe. Guys, thank you so much for having me. This has been such an honor to be a part of this event, and thank you to SheFactor for thinking of me. I think that this is such a beautiful event and experience, and yeah, thanks for having me. I hope you loved the music. Okay, bye.
SheFactor grads, what's up? Congratulations! It's me here, Michael Franti.
And I'm Sarah Franti.
And we are here to celebrate you and the commitment that you've made to just go out there and crush it at life and be empowered, to be strong, to be an example for other women and other men in the world who are wanting to take charge of their own life and do incredible things.
Mm-hmm. So we want to honor you guys tonight for taking that step, saying yes to the program, following through. And now here we are tonight celebrating all of your accomplishments, and we cannot wait to see what you guys are going to be doing with all of the knowledge and empowerment and learning and community that you guys have created in the program.
You know, this is a really uncertain time in the world, and all of us go to sleep and wake up every day wondering, when is this whole COVID thing gonna end? Is it gonna bring about a new way of being? And if it is bringing about a new way of being, how can we be shapers of that so that it turns into something that ends up being a positive for as many people as it can? Mm-hmm. And so we are just super happy to see you guys bringing that vision into reality. And my wife and I, we have a saying, it's on the inside of our wedding rings, and it's be your best, serve the greater good, and rock out wherever you are. And what that means to us is not be the best, it means be your best, be your authentic self, and do things every day to try to grow and get to your growing edge. And
then serve the greater good, or serve that which is greater than yourself. So that could be something as simple as just the people in your life every day, your family, your friends, your coworkers, and then you extend it beyond with the ripple effect, your community. And then the last thing,
rock out wherever you are. It means never lose that enthusiasm that you have for life. Approach each day with that feeling that you had when you went to your first rock concert, or when you went on your first date, or when you first signed up to do something you never thought you could ever do in your life, and you achieved it. So that's it, and we got a tune for you, and it goes like this. If you ever lay awake at night wondering if we'll be alright, I'm on your side, I'm on your side. If you're sitting at the kitchen table counting up your bills to pay, I'm on your side, I'm on your side. And if you got some news today, the doctor's telling you to pray, I'm on your side. I'm on your side. And if you hold a friend and say, I wonder how we got this way, I'm on your side. I'm on your side. Can you hear me? Is your heart beating like a drum? Can you hear me? I don't care where you come from, I'm on your side. I'm on your side. I'm on your side. I'm on your side. We're on your side. So is the whole SheFactor community.
Yeah, and as you guys move on, graduation's always an emotional thing, and just remember that you can lean into this SheFactor community as you guys continue to move through life. So congratulations from Michael and myself, and we hope to meet you one day in person.
Peace.
So Jennifer is the best. She is actually the world's very first Latina plus size model, and she has become an activist and just like made her whole career around empowering women to be body positive and step into their power. And she's so cute. She actually missed her prom. And
really?
she didn't get to go to her prom. They canceled it. So she totally resonates with all y'all graduates in a way. And she dressed up for prom for us.
Oh, that's amazing.
She looks so beautiful, guys. I can't wait for you to see her. She's like the coolest person. She's joining us from Venezuela.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Professional rock star. Yeah.
I know.
See, so incredible how many people you can reach through this. So many opportunities that they wouldn't have got if they were, having a regular graduation. This is unique and special.
Like, how many graduates ever get to have like celebs at their graduation party? I didn't. Mom, why didn't you have that at my grad party?
Like, everybody's doing these neighborhood parades for the graduates. It's so cute and fun. I'm like, we didn't get a parade. We had to sit through a very long, hot speech. It was like,
yes, exactly.
The auditorium.
I spoke at my high school graduation.
Oh, sorry.
Wow, I'm offended.
So we're very proud of you.
But actually, though, they had the drive-by graduation yesterday in our neighborhood, and I started bawling. I don't know why. It's really emotional for me. I was like, just heart-wrenching, and you could tell just like how happy all these graduates were to just be like getting celebrated in a small
out of their college. Yeah, you just want to be acknowledged. That's Jason and I sat out on our patio the other day while the neighborhood did a parade, and we were cheering everybody on. And it was actually so funny. I had a photo shoot the other day for Due, and I was in this really pink puffy dress, and I was out on the street, and people would drive by and go, "Happy graduation!" I'm just, thanks. I was like, you think I look young enough to graduate? I'll take it.
You do, Kaitlyn.
Yeah, for sure. Let's hop over and talk to Jennifer.
So Jennifer, it's such an honor and pleasure to have you be a part of this event today. Joining us from where in the world are you right now?
Venezuela.
Wow, just such an honor to have you join us and be a part of this event. So for those of you who don't know how freaking awesome she is, she's amazing. She actually is the world's very first Latina plus size model. You're also the first Latina plus size activist and have dedicated your life to just show that being plus size and not achieving that ideal image or measurements is not a requirement for being a beautiful, successful woman. So I'm just so excited to talk to you today. You've just turned your passion into creating so much good in the world, including the first and only magazine in history dedicated to plus size Latinos called Belleza XL. Is that correct?
Yes,
Awesome.
that's correct.
Perfect. Well, you just have so many accomplishments. I could literally keep going on forever. So I'm going to let you do all the talking. So what started you on this journey and what has inspired you to keep going? I'm sure it hasn't been easy.
Well, for me, it has been really difficult to not be represented, not only as a plus size woman, but me as well, because my beauty is not a typical common beauty, and I need that representation, and I've been looking for role models and icons to follow and to take example from, and never had them. So I understand that for some reason, God or life or whatever were giving me a sign that I should be working that. And here I am 27 years later.
But I want to talk about this current state that we're in, because you've actually experienced something similar to this before. All these women that are watching aren't getting to experience their graduation or these important events in their life, maybe their prom or something along those lines. So I know that you didn't have a prom either, and that your principal actually suspended your ceremony. So like, what message do you have to send to all the women that are going through this experience right now? And what was that experience like for you?
Well, it was weird because we were all excited to have our prom, and all of a sudden the principal suspended. And it was like a kind of shock on the moment. When you're a teenager or in your younger years, you're very easy to break. You're very easy to impress and very easy to manipulate. And this whole situation was kind of critical for us. We were very disappointed. We were all excited and wearing our dresses and be with our parents, and we couldn't do anything of that. But on the top of that, this whole situation teach me that no matter how difficult a situation can be in your life, you are in control and you decide if you're going to be successful or not. Not a particular situation that is not on your hands to deal with, because this was totally out of my hands. So what did I do? I did my best. I act like a lady, which is very important in this world. And I didn't make a, like a big scene or tantrums about it. I understood it was something that was out of my hands and move on. I had to worry about my college, so here I am.
Well, you look beautiful. You dressed the part today, and you're wearing purple too, which we love. That's our go-to color, and you just look amazing. And, taking from that experience just in general, seeing the positivity and the light and how you can grow from that. Even something that feels so minimal, is such a big deal in those times. So sorry, my calendar is going off. Hold on. I don't want that sound to pop up. I know you can't hear it, but it will come up on my end. So just keeps beeping in my ear. Okay. So you were recently featured in Oprah magazine as one of the 12 worldwide Latinas to follow to be most inspired, one of 15 trailblazing plus size models you should know about, and one of 30 plus size models changing the game in the modeling industry. So how do you inspire women to step into their power and empower them to just embrace body positivity and be their best versions of themselves?
Well, first of all, and it's very important for me that women stop feeling like victims of everything, and that victim role is going to change your mindset for everything. That is the first thing. The second thing is that you should embrace what you are, however you look, and it's very important that you understand being you is your superpower. No matter how you look, no matter what life brings to you, it's important for you to understand your story is unique. You need to embrace it, feel proud, and understand that it's not healthy to compare to others. So basically, that is what I would like to work on, and that's kind of the foundation of my job, because we are often very feeling a huge pressure to, look like someone else, like be like someone in the media, and it's not healthy. That's the main thing of my job, basically.
So what can the women of the class of 2020 do to really take from your lead and become trailblazers and change makers in the world that they're about to enter, and really take this new chapter of their life on to the highest level?
It's very important that every woman understand you have the power to change history of your country, of your family, of your own history. We are always carrying on some, like a lot of pressure in our shoulders. Maybe we have been carrying pressure from something that happened in our family, something that is going on in our country. We have the power to change that. And it's not about being a crazy person that doesn't follow rules. It's about to understand that you can change the world, that it's okay to break any rule every now and then, but most important is it's very important that you understand that you're not a victim. You can change someone's life. It's very important to you, for you as a woman, to understand that. And you have the power to do amazing things. You don't need to wait for someone else to give you the permission to do that. And at the moment you understand how powerful you are, everything is done. At that very moment, everything is done.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this amazing night. And you look beautiful and amazing. And we're just so honored to have you. And I can't wait to keep continuing this conversation with you and watch you just change the world. So thank you so much for everything.
Hey, we're Gone West. We want to send a huge congratulations to all of the graduates on your huge accomplishment, and thank you to SheFactor for having us.
You guys, this is our song Slow Down. We hope you have a wonderful night.
Lost in the buzz of a busy street, I never saw the leaves fall. Coffee to wake and some wine to sleep, but I don't feel it at all. You're like the wind rolling in on a summer blaze, lazy river in the rapids I race. Just a minute laying next to you, and time stands still. You make me wanna slow down, baby, make it easy. I'll take the long way round, just as long as you're with me. In a city full of neon, burning too bright, baby, you're my yellow light. You make me wanna slow down, you make me wanna slow down. You make me wanna slow down. Take a walk after midnight, stay in bed until noon. Driving the curves of the coastline, trace every inch of you. I like the rush when it's us on a getaway. Soak it up, take it in at our pace. You know how to make my heart beat fast. Time stands still. You make me wanna slow down, baby, make it easy. I'll take the long way round, just as long as you're with me. In a city full of neon, burning too bright, baby, you're my yellow light. You make me wanna slow down, you make me wanna slow down, you make me wanna slow down. Ooh, slow down, baby, make it easy. I'll take the long way round, just as long as you're with me. In a city full of neon, burning too bright, baby, you're my yellow light. You make me wanna slow down, you make me wanna slow down, you make me wanna slow down. Ooh, ooh,
Thank you so much, you guys. Have a wonderful time.
So 9 to Wine is, you know, the Dolly Parton song, working 9 to 5. Yeah, so I did 9 to 1. It's kind of like behind the scenes of my life. The first episode, I actually just talk about mental health and a really tough time I went through. I've been talking about just different things that go on in life that people know me because I'm an open book and I have so many different platforms that I share things on. And this is just taking it one step further, where instead of, little 10-second clips on Instagram or a podcast where I'm interviewing someone else, it's kind of like an interview into who I am as a person.
I love it. That's so awesome. Well, speaking of podcasts and shows, Adley is coming up next. I know you said Adley was one of the people you were looking forward to. I am so excited for her. She is going to be such a blast and just make this a fun message to all of the grads. I think she's just a funny person.
Yeah, she is. She's just got a good, funny energy about her.
Yeah. So cool. Let's talk to Adley.
Some of you may know her from NBC's The Voice, Team Blake. Woo! I love Blake. Or as Grammy award-winning entertainer, opening up for acts like Blake Shelton, Chris Young, Jake Owen, Tim McGraw, and so many more. And if you missed her there, you probably recognize her face from her viral videos totaling over 1 billion views across Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Host of The Adley Show with averaging 20 million weekly viewers. So amazing. And I loved your coronavirus video that you released recently. It was so funny.
Thank you. It's just watching the media. That's what we get. I'm reading the most conflicting headlines, and nobody really knows what to do. We're in the most uncertain times, and just being able to kind of take that self-deprecating humor and put it in a format that so many people I feel like can relate to. That's been my entire platform, mostly just for myself and that self-deprecating humor. But I'm glad that was able to translate to so many people.
I can relate to that.
What would you say to these grads that are graduating right now? Or maybe even what would you tell yourself if you were in this position?
The best thing, my best advice is controlling your inputs, because you can go into this other world knowing who you are and in your gut what you want to be and what you're made for, and you'll continue to learn more about that. But the more you can control your inputs and input that positivity and get to know yourself the same way you want to get to know your friends and your boyfriend and your girlfriend. Get to know yourself that way. And that's a lifelong process, and it's a muscle that you flex. But the stronger that you get up here, you're going to be able to face moments like we're in right now and moments that are going to come in your life. You're going to get through it a lot faster and with a lot more strength. A lot more strength.
Gosh, I could listen to you talk for so
I know.
long. I'm just wow. Everything you're saying is so powerful. I'm just it's hitting home for me, and I'm yes.
Oh,
it's yes, girl, keep going.
It takes a lot of crap to get to that point, because when everything's good all the time, you don't have the opportunity to grow. I'm in an uncomfortable, it's a good kind of uncomfortable growing pain right now, because we're at this level career-wise that I was dreaming for my whole life, and now there's new growing pains. But they're good. Mm-hmm. They're good problems you have to solve. And at every new level, there is that. And they're not comfortable, but they're a blessing. And I feel like starting every day, the second I start thinking more about what I want than what I have, I get in this comparison and I get in this self-deprecating in a bad way. And I get very sad. And I have to physically take myself away and go, I will write down 20 things that I'm grateful for.
Oh, I love
this marker right here, the ability to write ideas and then turn them into a reality. Get that silly with it, but it will change and train your mind to realize that most of the things that we want, we already have. We want more followers. We want the validation. We want the recognition. From who? From all these people. You have those people already in your life that are validating you and loving you and giving you that love that you're craving from these people that don't even know the real you. And sometimes it takes realizing the pain of that to realize, man, I already got it, and I want to help more people feel that way and feel as good as I feel now, no matter which part of the valley or the hill that I'm on.
Yeah. And that's when you talk about opportunity, I just think of how you're saying going through these peaks and valleys and talking about it and saying that it is uncomfortable. That makes you such a great leader too, for other people to hear that coming from you, and that it didn't just happen overnight for you. So
I just love listening to you talk. I'm like, come on my podcast anytime.
Yeah, we need to.
Yeah.
Listen to
Kaitlyn, this is going to be like a great generator for all of your next podcast guests.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I think is these girls that are graduating right now, they are going to have a special type of strength. Right out the gate, they had to overcome something totally unprecedented that no coach or mentor really knows how to walk them through.
Yeah.
The only inputs are like mindset control and learning how to recognize opportunity. That's a big tool. And they're being forced to learn that skill right now. And I think they're going to be a bunch of bosses. I know.
They are.
That's a choice, you know?
I like that. I never thought about that. That's awesome. And so true.
We're going to have the blessing of watching it, and y'all have you've created something really, really wonderful here that I feel very humbled to be a part of. So thank you for including me.
Yes, well, thank you so much for being a part of it and for sharing so much positivity and love into the world. I love your videos. I love your message. I love just everything that you're putting out into the world right now. So keep going, keep being the boss babe that you are. And thank you so much for joining us.
Well, got you. Same goes to you, ladies. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, it's Tenille Arts here. Congratulations to the class of 2020. You guys have worked so hard for this, and now you get to go out into the world and do what you were meant to do. Congratulations. I'm going to be performing a mashup of two of my favorite songs. The first one is Roar by Katy Perry. I just think that song is an amazing female empowerment song about standing up for yourself. And the second song is one that I wrote about leaving my hometown to follow my dreams. It's called Rebel Child, and it's all about creating your own path. I used to bite my tongue and hold my breath, scared to rock the boat or make a mess. So I sat quietly, agreed politely. I guess that I forgot I had a choice, that you pushed me past the breaking point. I stood for nothing, so I fell for everything. You held me down, but I got up, already brushing off the dust. You hear my voice, you hear that sound, like thunder gonna shake the ground. You held me down, but I got up. Get ready, cause I've had enough. I see it all, I see it now. I've got the eye of the tiger, I'm a fighter, dancing through the fire, cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar louder, louder than a lion, cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar. I won't be back. If you know me at all, you know that I'm a rebel child, wild and free like the air that raised me, to headstrongly tied down. 'Cause I'm a rebel child, hiding from the ones who wanna save me. If we build a fence, I'll go around, forever running, 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 running. Forever running, 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 running. Like a rebel child, oh, like a rebel child.
All right, what are we on? I think we're on number 4. So let's do giveaway and mental health tip number 4, which is sponsored by Young Living. Essential oils are so amazing. I have discovered them and they can literally be used for anything. They have so many health benefits. You can use them for cooking, for your beauty routine, and especially for this next thing that we're going to talk about, self-care. It is so essential to set aside time to invest in your mental and physical health, ladies. Self-care is not selfish. Don't ever think that. It is so necessary. So head to activeminds.org/self-care for easy self-care ideas. And go check out our stories because this is going to be a major self-care opportunity for one lucky winner. You are going to be getting $1,000 worth of natural plant-based cleaning products, clean beauty cosmetics, and essential oils for all of your emotional, physical, and spiritual wellness. So go check that out, and I can't wait to see who wins this one. Well, Payton, thank you so much again for being part of this amazing event. And you were just really like the true proof and like result of working hard, taking risks, and just, you say finding a little luck that pays off. But honestly, in my opinion, it's more so, I think that you just took advantage of an opportunity and you just put on the best that you could do and put your best foot forward. And it obviously turned out for you. Like, you're only 19. So tell us about, I feel like I'm talking with like a Nashville accent now because I'm listening to you talk. So you know what that happens? It's weird.
It happens to me every time I go back to Canada where I'm from. All of a sudden my Canadian accent is like very.
Right? Yeah, it happens to me every time I go back to Louisiana, for sure.
There you go.
Is that where you're from?
That is where I'm from. Yeah, I'm from about an hour south of New Orleans.
Awesome.
So, way down there. Yeah.
Well, tell us about your journey, and obviously this last year has been a big one for you. So what does that look like, and like what has been going on in your life?
Yeah, I mean, during this time, there's a lot of uncertainty. I think that's with everybody. I mean, that's not just me. It's every other artist. It's everybody right now with uncertainty. And I was reading a quote a few days ago, and it was so powerful to me. And it's really the whole kind of attitude that I've had in the music business and trying to make it. And because my dad taught me so much about having a good work ethic. Mm-hmm. And but the quote that I read, it was like, if opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. Mm. That's like one of the coolest sayings I've ever heard, because it's so true. I mean, it's so much. It's just all about staying focused and keeping your head just having a very narrow vision of like, this is where I want to go. This is where I want to be. And I think just working hard. I mean, that's it. Life, and there's no one way to do it. That's not just when it comes to to making music or in the music industry. It comes to with all life. There's no script. Yeah. There isn't. It's just going after it and just finding your path to do that. And so how I kind of found mine was just spending lots of time in Nashville. I had an amazing supportive family who would drive me up here and let me write songs. And it was really for 3 or 4 years of me learning how to write and me sort of trying to find a sound. And so it was really hard, because you don't expect it to be that long of a journey. Mm-hmm. But once you kind of start finding that sort of peak of the journey and you look back and you realize those 4 or 5 years made you into who you are, and you wouldn't be there without the hard work,
I think it's cool that your parents are so supportive, and how you said you're on your own path, because I think so many people and young kids and even people our age feel like they're supposed to follow a blueprint of where they're supposed to go in life. And sometimes parents will put you on that path and say that, well, this is what you're supposed to do. And it's cool to, no matter who you, if it's your family or your friends, it's important to surround yourself with people that will empower you to do the things that you want to do and be on your own path. So that's really cool of your parents to be that supportive of your passion and dream to go on your own path.
Love it. Well, what inspiration can you offer? Like, what message do you want to send the ladies who are here tonight? Are you single?
I actually, so I do have a cool story about that. So I came up to Nashville about 5 years ago, and I had a crush on this girl for 5 years. Just didn't work out for the 5 years, and then finally, timing just all worked out, and I ended up. She's now my girlfriend. So.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Good for you.
You know what? You built that door. You built that.
You knew what you wanted.
That's it. And really, I mean, I was thinking about that more and more before I jumped on this call. I mean, really the message I want to send is really if opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. That's it. That's it. I mean, it just takes just hard work and having a vision for exactly what you want to do. And there is no script. Yeah. I mean, there isn't. You have to follow your heart, and that's it. Follow your heart. Be who you are. Seriously.
Love it. Well, you're gonna perform for us, I want to jump in. What are you performing today?
I'm gonna perform my debut single, Out to Country Radio. And actually, it's a crazy story. But we wrote this song about 2 years ago, and some songs just have that special vibe about them, and you don't really know what they are, but this song definitely had that special thing, but we couldn't put our finger on what was special about it, whether it was the energy or the lyric or melody. And so come full circle, this past year we released Out to Country Radio, first debut single at Country Radio, and it was the most added new male artist we were the most added new male artists of 2020.
Wow, that's so amazing.
Crazy. It was a journey to get that song out, but it takes a village, to build a song and put it out already. But anyway, it's one of my favorite songs. I can't wait to get back out there and play it live. And I'll play it for you guys. Well, this is my brand new single, and this is called Like I Knew You Would. Down to the river, across the railroad tracks, I was playing it cool. You were kicking it back like I knew you would. Yeah. Driving me crazy with a melody, like the rhythm of the river. You were rolling with me, like I knew you would. Oh yeah, like I knew you would. One look in your eyes and I can feel forever, and it feels so good. Like the way you look, I could never say never. I'm falling fast, I'm falling hard. Written in the stars, swaying in the dark. You can see in my heart, like I knew you would. Hey! With your baby blues, it ain't no surprise. From the first kiss, you had me hypnotized, like I knew you would. You knew I would. You're my angel, as a matter of fact. You took me to heaven and all the way back, like I knew you would. And I knew you would, like I knew you would. One look in your eyes and I can feel forever, and it feels so good. Like the way you look, I could never say never. I'm falling fast, I'm falling hard. Written in the stars, swaying in the dark. You were stealing my heart, like I knew you would. Woo! Oh yeah, and I knew you would. Oh, here we go, break it down now.
and I knew you would. Oh, here we go, like I knew you would. One look in your eyes and I can feel forever, and it feels so good. Like the way you look, I can never say never. I'm falling fast, I'm falling hard. Written in the stars, swaying in the dark, you were stealing my heart. Like I knew you would. Ooh, oh yeah, and I knew you would. Oh. And I knew you would. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So good.
That was insane. If you have that much energy on a Zoom, like I need to see you live.
Right?
That's incredible. You are so talented. Holy hell.
Round of freaking applause, dude. That was just
Okay,
like,
this is so exciting. Do you even have any idea about like if you're like this now and you have like the mindset you have, like where you're going to be in 10 years? I am so excited for you. That's
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
I love that song. I knew all the words. I was like singing along. I didn't even realize it. Yes.
Well, I loved it. Well, we kind of wrote it we kind of wanted to try and write it that way where it was very memorable and everybody could sing along with it, and it wouldn't take long for it to get in everybody's head.
Totally. That was awesome.
So good.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for that incredible live performance and just being on and sharing your story and just being an inspiration and paving the path for, you know, what hard work looks like for all these ladies. And we can't thank you enough for being part of this amazing event.
Of course, Tori. Thank you guys so much for having me on.
Well, I can't wait to watch where you end up. Man, you're going to be so successful.
Yeah, big things coming your way.
Thank you, Kaitlyn. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
That's awesome.
All right, so this next giveaway mental health tip is sponsored by one of my favorite companies and brands. This is sponsored by Sugar Wish. And if you guys don't know what Sugar Wish is, it's so much fun. They're actually customizable candy boxes because literally nothing is better than getting a sweet gift in the mail, especially these adorable Sugar Wish boxes. And speaking of gifts, creating a community and a place to feel cared for is so needed in this moment. Continue to reach out to friends, family, and loved ones to let them know that they're not alone, and maybe even send them a Sugar Wish. So for tips on ways to connect during this difficult time, visit activeminds.org/COVID. And 2 of you are actually going to be winning these Sugar Wish Petite boxes. So use them wisely, maybe share them with your family and friends to create and cultivate that community. Go check out our stories to find out how to enter. Demi, we're so excited to have you be a part of this event. And I know we were just talking about this right before we hopped on, but there's just so many amazing things that you're doing for women right now, and your brand that you just came out with, which we'll touch on. But just your overall journey has been so amazing, and I can't wait to hear about it. But you're from South Africa originally, and then you were Miss Universe 2017, which is just incredible. And you just recently got married. So congratulations.
Thank you, Tori. Thank you so much. First of all, thank you so much for having me part of this event. When I heard about SheFactor and SheGrad for the first time, I was like, that is so cool, because I know how pumped so many people are not being able to have a proper graduation. And I think what you guys are doing is just really, really cool. And I'm so excited for everyone that's part of this. And I hope that everyone gets to celebrate, even if it's a little bit in a different way. I hope they still find so much joy in this.
Is there something that you would tell your 20-year-old self, and like what message do you want to send to the graduates that are listening today?
Oh my goodness, I have a lot of things that I would tell to my 20-year-old. Why did I wear so much tie-dye?
It's back in style.
It was such a big thing. I don't know why. And I look back at pictures and I'm like, oh my goodness, what were you thinking? But on a more serious note, I think, like I said earlier on, you know, we're so fearful of taking that first step. I think so many people are so scared of failure, including me. I can totally relate to that. And sometimes just taking that first step is completely nerve-wracking because it's so unfamiliar. But you know what I've realized along the way is it's okay not to have it all figured out all at once. I know even just a year or two ago, I would tell myself, no, Demi, you know, just hang on with that project. You don't have it all figured out. Just wait until you have the whole 10-year plan all set out and then you start. And to be honest, that really brought me nowhere. Sitting around waiting for it to be figured out brought me nowhere. It didn't inspire anyone. It didn't motivate anyone. I didn't achieve anything through that. So what I realized is just by taking the first step, just by putting in the work initially, sometimes it's okay to just figure it out along the way. And by that, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't strive to better yourself constantly. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't strive to work harder every single day to get to that 10-year plan of yours, right? But it's okay not to have it all figured out all at once. So I think that's something that I wish I believed 5 years ago, because I might have heard it. It's okay not to figure it out, but I don't think I really believed it back then. So yeah, that would probably be something I'd tell my 20-year-old self. You know, the best is really ahead of you guys. And I hope that you guys have so much hope in the future, because it can be so beautiful and it can be so bright. So don't let this, COVID-19 lockdown period hold you back. I hope that you guys use this as a springboard for what you want to be one day and what you want to achieve one day. And, you know, I hope to hear from the class of 2020 and see all the amazing things that you guys create and come up with, and what you guys as a class are able to achieve somewhere down the line with it. You guys figuring out a better way. I know there was a big launch that was supposed to happen with NASA today. So, you know, whatever that might be, I'm so excited to see what you guys are able to come up with, and what inventions you guys will be able to come up with, and how you will be able to inspire the next generation after you guys. So, just in closing, I hope that you guys are hopeful and excited about the future, because it is something to be excited about. Thank you. Thank you, and congratulations to everyone graduating.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Hello to all of you amazing graduates. Wow, I am so proud of you. My name is Kylie Morgan, and first off, I just wanted to say that this is a time that you will never forget. I know it's not the way you pictured it, but I just want to let you know that it's still just as beautiful. And I personally did online school my sophomore through senior year. So just like you guys, I never got to walk across a stage or accept a diploma or make a speech or anything like that. But I did get to spend it with my friends and family, and it was just as special. And like I said, I know this is not the ideal way you want to spend it, but I feel like taking away all the distractions and the nerves and all the things you're worried about, and being able to just inhale and exhale and enjoy it. I just wanted to say that I'm so happy for you, and I can't believe you guys did it. It's so exciting. It's one of those things that you just never think is gonna get here, and then it's finally here. And I remember when I was graduating, I felt like that I should have done a million things by that time and had a plan fully already developed and all these things. And as you graduate, it gets pretty scary, you know? You're like, what's next? Where do I go from here? Or who should I be? What should I do? And I'm even feeling that still. I'm turning 25 this year, which is crazy. And you know what? Sometimes I still feel that way. And so I wanted to play you guys a song that I wrote by myself, actually, while I was on radio tour. So I was traveling a lot of empty hotel rooms, a lot of emotions and thoughts running through my brain, just like you guys are right now. So I wanted to share this with you. I hope you guys can relate to it and know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And again, take this time to celebrate with your families and just be grateful. This song that I wrote for you guys right now, people like you who are just questioning what's next, it's called Quarter Life Crisis. I ain't no tin man, no, I pour my heart out every time I strum this guitar and open my mouth. I'm more like the lion. Sometimes I get scared, and other times I feel like Dorothy and wanna be anywhere but here. Hotel rooms get lonely, but so does my home. And I could be in a crowded room and still feel alone. 20-something, still don't know nothing. What do I gotta show for it? I don't feel old enough to be a wife, but what if I miss the love of my life? 'Cause I ain't ready to commit. This is my quarter-life crisis. Hey, quarter-life crisis. I wanna be different. I wanna swim upstream. Well, then why do I get so mad when everybody passes me? Am I on the right track? Did I make the right call? These are the things I'm dumb enough to ask my magic 8-ball. 20-something, still don't know nothing. What do I gotta show for it? I don't feel old enough to be a wife, but what if I miss the love of my life? 'Cause I ain't ready to commit. This is my quarter-life crisis. Hey, quarter-life crisis. I'm coming up on 25. Did I spend it well? Did I do it right? Maybe I'll just flip a coin, figure it out in the next time. Well, 20-something, still don't know nothing. What do I gotta show for it? I don't feel old enough to be a wife, but what if I miss the love of my life? 'Cause I ain't ready to commit. This is my quarter-life crisis. Hey, quarter-life crisis. Hey. My name is Kylie Morgan. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to listen. I would love to hear from you as well. Follow me on Instagram at Kylie Morgan Music. Show me all your amazing graduation pictures, and I hope to see you at a concert real soon. Love you all. Stay healthy and safe.
So Bethany Hamilton, our keynote speaker for the evening, like I'm starstruck right now, honestly. Like growing up, you were just such an inspiration to me, and I've been following you for so long, and it's just such an honor to have you be a part of this event. So thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure. I'm really happy to be here, and it's just awesome to be able to share some light with everyone through everything that's going on.
Totally. So you're a professional surfer from Hawaii, and your autobiography was featured in the major motion picture Soul Surfer. Loved that movie. But you're just known for actually surviving a really traumatic shark incident at age 13 and overcoming that huge life change and ultimately becoming one of the best swimming surfers in the world despite everything that happened to you. And you've just accomplished so much more than I could ever even imagine. Especially just with one arm. It's been incredible. So we're so excited to talk about your journey today, and I think you can just offer so much inspiration, and you've been through so much adversity and challenge to the women who are going through that right now. So I guess let's start from the beginning, if that's okay with you. So after you realized you had survived the accident, your whole life changed, obviously, like all of your dreams, all of the things that you had ever really wanted, like the whole direction of your life just did a pretty much 180, but you made that differently. You obviously defied odds, but what were some of the first thoughts or feelings you experienced in that whole situation?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting when I look back. I just realized that, it's not something I imagined would have ever happened to me. But when it did, it felt like my future was like gone, my aspirations and dreams. And for a 13-year-old, I had aspirations and dreams, and it was clear, and I was on that path. So it felt like all that had been shooken, taken, stolen, and I just felt like my future was unknown. But at the same time, I had like a deep sense of peace. And I realize now as an adult, like our need for peace and like calm to like carry us through tough times is so important. So I often learn a lot from my younger self, and just that, I focused first off that I'm thankful I'm alive. Like I could have very well died. And then I let that kind of gratitude carry me forward. And even though I didn't know like what my future looked like, I just tried to focus on, okay, I'm thankful I'm here, breathing, alive. And then from there, it just was kind of a process. I got a hint of hope from a guy who had lost his leg, and he kind of spurred the idea that maybe I could surf with one arm. And so once I got that idea, I was like dead set on trying, and like I didn't know if I'd be able to do it, but I was just had that willingness to try, and that kind of propelled me forward. And I realized too, like just having a goal and a dream to like look forward to and to work towards. And so ever since then, I always like try to set little goals for myself, even if they're just little things, like just to keep me moving forward. And ever since then, I'm just always kind of working at surfing and life and the different aspirations that I have. And it's a beautiful journey. So I think like all women, like just kind of being an advocate for ourselves and finding the things that keep us moving forward, because sometimes life can be so frustrating and can feel like it's like wanting to pull us backwards and down and away from the things we feel like we're meant to do. And so kind of being aware of that and kind of letting gratitude and not to mention like my faith in God was most definitely key in kind of keeping me just thankful and level-headed and like, okay, God, like, what are you up to? Like, I don't know your plan, but I'm going to just trust you. So, yeah.
That's so nice. Yeah, what now from all of that, like, it's crazy that at 13, your brain could function like that to find peace in something and want to continue forward, because that's such a fragile age to go through something. And going through all that and into now, how do you find yourself encouraging others, like some of the class of 2020 who this is a hard time for people, and they're missing out on certain situations, and obviously everybody's hard times are different, but what do you do to encourage others going through hard times?
Yeah, well, it's definitely an on time. And I think too, like just graduating, you came out of these years of like being in kind of like survival mode and like grinding hard, working hard, busy. So I think my encouragement would be just slow yourself down, take some time for yourself to really like evaluate your life, where you've come from, where you want to go. And, I think I'm often doing that sort of thing. And I kind of pick on my weaknesses and work on those, but I also celebrate my strengths and rock those. So I think just everyone, there's always something we can do to move forward. Even if the world's chaotic and crazy, we can always do something to move forward, whether it's just some self-care, some healing, taking care of ourselves, spending quality time with people that we may haven't had time to spend time with. Like lately, a theme in my life is just being present, like being able to look people in the eye, set my phone down and be content without it. Like it's just constantly pulling at us. And so, yeah, just kind of taking the time to just celebrate, pat yourself on the back because you just worked so hard and you got so far, and there's so much more to life and so much more joy to be had. And so just patting away at whatever it is that you want to reach towards and taking little steps. I love that. It's like, you may not feel like you're making like leaps and bounds, but just taking the little steps and keep moving forward.
I was going to say, when you said that earlier about small goals, that's something that's helped me through anything that I'm doing that takes hard work or overcoming anything. It's not making yourself feel guilty for the time that it's taking, or, you know, like not just having the patience and taking small steps to get somewhere, because you can celebrate your small wins and small goals, because that eventually leads to something bigger.
Yeah, and that's something I've learned too in the ocean. I feel like the ocean's always like teaching me, and especially surfing, it is literally one of the hardest sports to master. So sometimes I can get so frustrated and discouraged with it, but there's always like little things I can just put my focus on. And sometimes I just let go of the focus and just surf and not think about it at all too. So finding that balance of like working hard, but like letting go and just being you and enjoying life is so important too.
Your determination is just so inspiring. Like, I think you're just like a different breed of human. I don't know, but I recently watched your new documentary, and it's just amazing. Like, you've overcome so many challenges in your life, but what was so inspiring to me was that determination factor, and how you never let anything slow you down or keep you from achieving your dreams. And even like talking about small goals, like you're like, okay, I'm going to master this part of surfing, then I'm going to master this part of surfing, then I'm going to go travel and try it in all these different places. Like, where do you look within yourself to find that determination? Like, what do you, what inspires you to be like that? And where did you, I guess what I'm trying to ask is like, where did you get that from?
Oh gosh, I know. I can't say I fully know the answer to that, but I realized that it definitely stems from a deep passion, like especially when it comes to surfing. Like, I just love that so much, and it brings me so much joy, and it's so challenging but so rewarding. And you know, those frustrating moments are always trumped by like the amazing moments, and it kind of keeps you coming back. So I just think like so much of overcoming can come from a stem of a passion. So finding the passions that get us fired up and lit up to like wake up every day. If you're waking up like bored, you know, that can kind of flow out like just slowness, lack of motivation. I'm kind of struggling to find the words, but
I feel like it's like when you wake up, we talk about this a lot in SheFactor, but like, you want to find something that makes you jump out of bed every day, like that you are excited to do, that you just like don't even want to go to bed because you don't want to stop doing it. Like, I feel like when you're on the other end of the spectrum, it's really hard to get yourself motivated out of bed, like excited about life, and it makes like a night and day difference.
Yeah. And so, so finding those passion, like fire things in life that just get you up and going and keep you going, you know? And sometimes it can take time to find those. And I think it's just kind of putting yourself out there, being willing to try different things, you know, just getting real creative and finding like, what's my strengths and how can I use these? And then going for it.
It really is your determination. Like Tori said, it's just so inspirational. Like, so many people can get caught up in the like, why me, and not move forward. And the fact that you at that age were able to say like, no, this is my passion, this is something that I love to do, and just keep working so hard at it and get to where you are. And now sharing your story and helping others is really incredible.
Yeah, and I think of like the why me, you know, I didn't sit around thinking why me, like what if this didn't happen? Because like, what would that have brought me? Probably nothing. It wouldn't have propelled me forward. It would have just distracted me from who I could become. And the truth is, we're all going through tough times at one point or another. And so kind of setting yourself up for success when those times come. So kind of caring for yourself when things are normal, and, you know, writing out your goals or affirmations that are going to keep you believing in yourself and your dreams. And, you know, I wrote something like, be an advocate for yourself. Like, I just think of life and there's so much kind of pulling us down, but like finding a way to be an advocate for yourself. And on top of that, finding mentors that are going to advocate for you, that you admire their life and where they're at. And maybe finding different mentors too, like multiple ones that have very different lives, so that it can kind of, because I think of like, you know, growing up here in Hawaii, it's a very small town. It's hard to think outside of the box. So as I grew up, I traveled a lot, and that helped me think outside of my little island box. But sometimes it can be hard to think beyond kind of what's in front of us.
So I want to talk a little bit more about your new documentary because it's so amazing. It's on Netflix. And you also launched an online course that goes kind of hand in hand with this tagline about living unstoppable, which as you can see on my sweatshirt, we'll have to send you one. So that's our tagline in SheFactor too. And that's why when you were like top of our list to have you be one of our speakers for the event. And then when we found out that this new documentary existed in your course and it was all centered around being unstoppable, we were like, it's fate, like it was meant to be. But what is the significance of being unstoppable to you? And what do you think it takes to kind of own that and embody that?
Oh gosh, yeah, it feels like at first glance, it feels like this kind of unapproachable-esque like sort of word or life kind of goal. And so when we named my documentary, I was like, we are having kind of a hard time figuring things out. And the director actually mentioned unstoppable. And I was like, oh, I don't know. That feels like a big word to live up to. But the more I thought about it, I was like, it's not about being like perfect or living life in this like, I'm, all that. And like, I got this. I don't need anyone's help. And, I didn't have any bumps along the road, but it's more of like approaching life with like, hey, I'm going to overcome the next hurdle that comes my way. And I'm going to approach each moment with all that I got and with resilience and passion and fire. And I guess that kind of like captured so much of kind of my film captured so much of these hurdles that I was facing in life, from the loss of my arm to just being in the ocean, all the names people would put on me growing up, and kind of keeping a level head as a young woman, and feeling those feelings of like, will I ever meet someone who will love me? Like the doubt that someone's gonna like accept me as I am. The times of questioning my faith, the times when I found out I was becoming a mom and I didn't feel ready yet, like all these different things, but like finding your light and hope and strength to push through that and come back to who you really are and who you want to be too. And so, yeah, I just love the idea of like carrying life with an unstoppable kind of feel to it, and know that I'm not perfect, but I'm going to do my best, and I'll keep pushing even when things get really rough.
That's awesome. I love that. I love looking at it that way. Like you said, unstoppable doesn't have to mean like I can do it and I've got this all. It's that you're going to get through things with the people that you need and with yourself and with your faith and everything. You are unstoppable.
Aww. And one thing too, one thing that's been really key to my life and being my abilities and my ability to push forward has been being teachable. I've always sought out coaching, advice, I'm constantly reading and filling myself up and kind of growing myself. And whether it's, to do with my sport or, to be a better mom or wife or friend, to learn all the areas that I feel like I'm a complete kook at, finances, trying to grow in my understanding of finances and be responsible, stuff like that my parents never taught me.
Totally.
So kind of just being ready to grow at all times. And I just love that word, teachable. Just be teachable. I'm not too proud to learn from someone who's wiser than me in a subject.
Absolutely.
Totally. What are you, through your course and through your documentary, how are you helping people to be unstoppable? What are the tangible things that these women, especially in the class of 2020, I think it's almost like you're saying, that mindset of being unstoppable and not letting anything hold you back. And obviously now in these times of chaos and uncertainty, as they start this new chapter of their life, how can they really take on that mindset and use it to drive forward and, move forward in their success?
Yeah, speaking of waking up being pumped to do what you get to do every day, with my online course, it's been really amazing just to see people's lives being changed. And I think you know, I think of my younger woman age. I'm 30 now, but I think of my 20-year-old self and how I didn't necessarily know what I wanted to seek after or what I needed to grow in. But so when I was designing the course, I was like, okay, what would I want to share with like my teenage or younger 20s self? And kind of talking about things like a big theme, like I mentioned earlier, being present. So being able to slow yourself down so that you're not just like go, go, go on the phone, like on the social media, like just kind of being completely bombarded with TV, you know, all this
Well, I'm sure
stuff.
for you, it's like interviews and travels and, you know, all that stuff. And I'm sure Kaitlyn can relate to that too. It gets so overwhelming and so exhausting.
Yeah, it's exhausting. So being able to like let that go at times and like find your peace and your time to slow down and just be you. And if for me, I'm now a mom of 2 and a wife, so you know, making sure I can like have quality time with my family and not like mother behind a cell phone. But kind of like learning. So I start with being present and then go into a healthy mindset. So, you know, so often our environment around us is like chaotic. So being able to flip how we think towards our environment and strengthen our mind and our ability to evaluate situations and not just like get overwhelmed and frustrated by things, but kind of keeping a level head. And I even dive into health because I think to be unstoppable, you gotta be healthy. You know, if you have no energy, it's going to be hard to reach your goals. So staying healthy and taking care of yourself, and yeah, that goes on into so many different things, but it's really fun to just kind of put out the message of like living unstoppable and reminding people that like, hey, it's possible no matter what sort of background you come from.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think it's so important that especially people in the times right now, like that we are paying attention to ourselves and what we need and not, you know, tuning that out with all of the buzz going on around us. What is some advice that you can give to, you know, these ladies right now that can help them translate their own passions into actions and encourage others? And you know, I think a big part of your journey, as far as I know of what I've read and seen, is supporting yourself with the right people in that journey. And, you know, I think a big part of that is, you know, encouraging the people around you and supporting, you know, finding people that will support you on that journey. So how have you done that? And like, what's some advice that you can give to them to really, really take that on?
Yes, most definitely seek out people that are going to cheer you on in your endeavors or kind of give you the tools or kind of the vision to push forward towards whatever it is that you're reaching for. And also give yourself grace. Like you just came out of like years and years of pushing hard in school. And so give yourself a little grace. Know that it's not going to come overnight. Like a lot of what I've accomplished has been like a 25-year span of like pushing and reaching, like to surf some of the biggest waves in the world. So know that it's a process and it takes time. And yes, I always I look towards people in kind of my realm who I admire or respect, and then I find who mentored them, and then I go and approach their mentors, so to say.
That's so smart.
Yeah, so that's been really cool and helpful, and I've learned so much, and I've never really stuck. One thing I wish I had is like a mentor for over a long period of time, and maybe I do kind of have those, but I don't really have one person I've stuck with, but more of like bouncing. Like I learn as much as I can from that person, then I kind of move on to the next, so to say, with love and respect, of course, but kind of just continually like finding that edge of someone who's going to push you and to think outside of your own box or your world. And yeah, it's like there's so much resources now, like we kind of mentioned earlier, but yeah, I think if we are willing to put in some hard work, like you can accomplish anything.
Absolutely.
So
looking back, I know you mentioned like looking back onto your 20-year-old self and that time, like what do you wish you could tell yourself in that time frame? And I know now obviously you're a mom and you're married and you know your life has kind of moved on to that next level, but like looking back on your 20s and maybe this time early 20s when you know step into these women's shoes, like what do you wish you would have known, or is there anything you wish you would have done differently, or that you could tell yourself?
Oh yeah, I guess I don't know, I'm really happy with where my life is now, and so I maybe would just remind myself to not be scared of like big changes, and that you know, opening up my life, like when I got married, I just wasn't sure what my future would hold, but I wouldn't want it any other way. I love my husband, and he's definitely the sort of guy that has helped me become a stronger, better woman. And so I'm grateful to that. And honestly, it's like, it may sound vain, but finances are a big thing. And I feel like you don't learn much of that in school. And if your parents haven't shown you a good example of that. So I think like taking some time to like learn and grow in that area, I finally have. And it's helped kind of relieve some stresses. And I think there's enough stress in the world that if we can like eliminate as much of the stresses that we can to, you know, focus on what we got to focus on, it's really nice. So for me, that was a big one. And, you know, I'm not like, money isn't everything. Like the things that bring me the most joy are just my family and simple life, present time of just enjoying the people who I love. So, you know, it's not about the money, but money is a tool and it can help us to reach our goals. And it can also be a huge burden if we don't like kind of understand it well.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I never was taught that growing up either. And just as of like in the last, I'm almost 35, and just in the last few years, I've really learned and enjoyed learning, because you're right, it does take a lot of stress off if you understand things better, because if you don't, you just get overwhelmed and you push things away and it gets worse and worse. So I do like that advice. And just to close things out, I just was going to ask maybe for your message for the class of 2020 for all these young girls that are watching.
Oh, you ladies are so amazing. Congratulations. And know that the world's your oyster as you move forward. And yeah, be your beautiful self, be an advocate for yourself, but also cheer on your neighboring women who need your love and support too. And yeah, know that you can be unstoppable.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much, Bethany, for everything. I mean, you're just such an inspiration, and you have just overcome so much. So thank you so much for sharing that journey with all the women tonight. And you know, I think just everyone needs to go watch your documentary, first of all, because it's great. I mean, I can't believe that you were literally like breastfeeding your son while you were literally in like the middle of a surfing competition, like winning too against like the best surfer in the world at the time. Like, it's crazy.
That is an unstoppable woman right there.
Yeah. It's like I said, like your determination is just beyond like an actual human being. I really don't get it, but I guess I think that comes from the experiences that you've had and overcoming those, and, you know, especially getting deeply rooted into your faith and getting in tune with yourself and how to get out of those situations. So, I can't thank you enough for sharing that and for being so outspoken and vocal about your experiences, because I think they do change so many women's lives.
Oh, thank you, Tori, and thank you, Kaitlyn. And yeah, I think there's such a beauty to storytelling, and I didn't realize that until I was in my late 20s. But now I realize that the more that we can tell our own stories, the more impact we can have on the world. And just being vulnerable and real with each other is so important. So that was a big heart behind my documentary, is just kind of trying to be more real and share my story. So thanks, girls.
Yeah,
thank you. So ladies, we are getting towards the end of the night, and I just wanted to hop in and say that the celebration doesn't have to stop here. SheFactor is about so much more than that. We want you to keep celebrating your successes, and we want you to have the support and community to succeed as you tackle the next chapter of your life. For those of you who have been on this journey with us, you know that we launched our She membership last month, and it's just been so amazing to see the women of our community come together and support each other in such a different way. When COVID-19 started, SheFactor was actually completely dedicated to providing women in their 20s an in-person community where they could grow and support each other. But when we were forced to pivot, we realized how many women needed this community and connection more than ever, and how many more lives we could change if we made our community virtual. So our tiny but mighty team poured all of our energy into creating something so special for you guys to keep you on that path to achieving everything you could have ever dreamed of. So on May 1st, we launched our She membership platform, and really this is just your all access pass to your virtual girl gang. So if you're looking to really create a life you love, this is your ultimate guide. We like to say here at SheFactor that we're not your average cheerleading squad, we're your squad for life. Cheesy, I know, but it's so true. Everything we've built is just for you, our community, because we honestly just can't wait to see you rock this world. So what can you expect with the She membership? At SheFactor, we strive for three things: community, growth, and purpose. So that's exactly what you can expect. A community of women who will stand by you in tough times, build you up every freaking day, and just cheer you on as you grow into the best version of yourself. You're going to get free admission to all of our live and virtual events, and we do have those every single month, so there's a lot in store for you on this journey. You'll have access to resources, tools, mentors, coaches, events, and actually our SheGrad membership is specifically made for recent graduates and intentionally made to guide you in what we call your journey to She, or in other words, the journey to your happiest, best self. And speaking of intentionality and being your best self, you're going to be living your fullest, most joyful, jump out of bed every morning, best life, because you are going to be living it with purpose. We know that times are tough, and we want this membership to be as accessible to all of you as possible. So we've set up several different options to meet you where you're at. You can choose to pay $10 a month for our SheGrad membership, or if you want the full package, you can pay $150 a year for even more access, plus you get a beautiful custom box to start your journey to She. If you're ready to jump right into the full extent of membership, I feel you, girl. I'm right there with you. We also have a She VIP membership where you'll get even more support and resources, especially from us here at Team She, plus a mini She kit every month with our fave goodies for $250 a year. Because we appreciate you all for joining us tonight, we are going to be offering 25% off our yearly membership options to all registered attendees in that digital goodie bag we keep referring to. And not only that, but we actually have 2 more giveaways for you guys right now. All throughout the night, you've heard a little bit more about Kendra Scott. You've seen us wearing the jewelry, and they're just so awesome, and they want to give back to the grads in every way that they can. So 4 of you guys are going to be receiving $250 gift cards to Kendra Scott. And like we said at the beginning, if you use the code GIVEBACK7951, you will be able to give back 20% of the proceeds, and they're going to match that to Active Minds to support mental health. I mean, seriously, guys, look how beautiful this Kendra Scott jewelry is that they gifted us. All the speakers are going to be getting these gifts, and you can go get them too. And hopefully you can win one of these $250 gift cards and also give back to Active Minds. Not only that, but we are also going to be giving away 10 free SheGrad yearly memberships tonight. So make sure that you go hop onto our stories and find out how to win. So if you want to keep doing the work that it takes to create a life you love and achieve your dreams, click the link below if you're on SheGrad.com to sign up for the SheGrad membership, or go to theshefactor.com/membership to learn more.
So yeah, part of the giveaway, 5 boxes of dew. So I have scrunchies, headbands, clips, hair accessories, and it's kind of fun because scrunchies obviously were a thing of the 90s, and I've just never stopped wearing them. And people used to tease me, even on the show, even when I was on The Bachelor, they're like, "You got a scrunchie?" Because I had this whole thing for it where I'm like, first of all, it doesn't ruin your hair, like elastics pull and rip, and this just like, it actually did wonders for my hair. And from anxiety and certain things, I've actually had hair loss, and so this was something that just felt like I was taking care of my hair. And then fast forward to after the show, a few years later, I'm still wearing them, and I start to see that they're making a comeback. And I jumped on it, and I'm like, I got to start a scrunchie brand. Like, anyone who knows me knows I always wear them. And so Cleo and I, my business partner and manager and friend, we kind of just started Dew, and it's turned into something. Sometimes I forget I'm selling a product because it's turned into a community of like women who are so funny and supportive and like they have little gift exchanges throughout each other with dues, and it's become such a fun platform that I have, that I just enjoy reading everyone's comments. It's a very positive place on the internet, and it's fun to know that we started that.
So my
I'm
little
excited.
ramen dew that you gave me after the podcast. I wear it all the time. Like, it's, I lost it for like a hot second, and I found it in my travel purse because where else would it be?
Yeah.
And I was like devastated. I was like, no, my dew scrunch.
Well, you can always reach out and we'll send you more.
They're hard to come by though. And I think you are launching another big launch soon, yeah?
Yes, I have a new launch coming. It's the Hopeless Romantic launch, because we were going to do for weddings, we were going to do the I Do collection. And now it's kind of hard because, like graduates can relate to, weddings are being canceled as well. And so we still did the collection, but it's just called the Hopeless Romantic, and it's absolutely stunning. I will always pump my own tires and say that these are the best scrunchies out there. They're so legit, they're high quality, and they're super cute. And I'm really excited about this collection, and I'm excited that Dew is going to partner with you guys as well to give some scrunchies away.
Yeah, so you can go check out social media to see how you can be entered, but make sure you're following Dew to be part of that awesome community, and then follow us so that you can win your prize. And we're so excited to have them have Dew be a part of it too. And just, I love them. I'm obsessed. So
thank you.
What's going on? This is Nico Vinz, live from Oslo, Norway. Just want to say thank you to SheFactor for having us.
Yes.
We're here to celebrate the graduates and the
class
classes.
of 2020.
That's right.
Congratulations.
That's right.
Yeah.
This is for you.
And we figured we'll sing a little song for you guys that kind of kicked off our career.
Yep.
And in hopes to honor the start of yours as well. So here's our little in-studio performance of Sorry, Am I Wrong?
Let's do it. Let's do it. All right.
Hey.
I want to be back in
Let's
it.
go, yeah. Ooh. Say yeah. Ooh. Say, am I wrong for thinking out the box from where I stay? Yeah.
Again.
Am I wrong for saying that I choose another way?
Sing that, sing that.
See how you try to do what everybody else do. Just cause everybody's doing what they all do. Listen, if one thing I know, I'm fall, but I'll grow. I'm walking down this road.
Here we go.
This show that I go. So am I. Woo. Thinking that we could be something for real. Hey, now am I wrong for trying to reach the things that I can't see? Let's go.
What we say?
That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. Listen, that's just how I feel. Trying to reach the things that I can't see. I can't see. I can't see. I can't. Am I tripping? Hold on. Got you. Been a vision.
I gotta give him a dance. Look.
Hey. My prediction.
Where we
Say
going?
what? Top of the world. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Don't look back. And what? Always do what you decide. And what? Don't let them control your life. Hey, that's just how I feel. Whoa. Fight for yours and don't let go. And what? Don't let them compare you, no. And what? Don't worry, you're not alone. Just. Am I wrong? For thinking that we could be something for real. Oh yeah. Hey, now am I wrong? Yeah. Trying to reach the things that I can't see. Oh yeah.
Look.
That's just how I feel. Ooh, that's just how I feel. Ooh, that's just how I'm trying to reach the things that I can't see. Again.
If you're here to sing along now, come on.
If you tell me I'm wrong, what? I don't wanna be right. No. If you tell me I'm wrong, what? I don't wanna be right. Hey, one time. If you tell me I'm wrong, sing it. I don't wanna be right. Yeah. If you tell me I'm wrong, I don't wanna be right. Congratulations, guys. Peace, love.
Well, obviously so excited about the Do giveaway, and then also the 1,000 boxes that we've been referring to all night long, and that are gonna be so awesome. Those you can also get actually up to the next week. So we're gonna keep it going. We want as many of you to be able to access this awesome event as possible. So you can actually go find this event on our YouTube channel, SheFactor TV. We're also posting a podcast. It's going to be on Spotify in their commencement hub. It's going to be a SheGrad Party podcast with all of the speakers that you've heard from tonight, and actually extended interviews with a lot of them too. So make sure that you don't miss that. And if you tag your friends and get people to hop on YouTube or watch it or listen to it, however, we're going to announce the giveaway at the end of next week. So you have time, but make sure you enter now so that you don't miss out, because these boxes are unreal. I want one for myself.
I think we can make that happen. Kaitlyn, you too.
Yay. Yeah, amazing sponsors, and just want to say thank you to all of our sponsors too. And also for everyone attending and registered for the event, we're going to be sending you a digital goodie bag with tons of fun offers from all of the sponsors, including all of our workshop series leaders too. So just a quick thank you to all of the amazing people that were a part of this event. Passion Planner, Public, Cameo, Anchor for hosting our podcasts on Spotify, Nude Sticks, Do, Crunchy Hydration, College Moxie, Kendra Scott. Of course, we are so thankful for you donating to Active Minds, another one of our sponsors. Wow, this is so many, but I'm just going to keep going because I can't forget any of them.
Yes.
Brew Dr. Kombucha, Babe Wine, Suja, Sugar Wish, Waterloo, Young Living. We're just so thankful for all of you to be a part of this amazing night. I think we should close it off with like maybe a little toast, ladies.
Yes, those are some good brands. Like as you're saying that, I'm like, oh yes, that's awesome.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I need one of these boxes for myself.
Totally.
Caitlin, you wanna start us off, or Mom, do you want to start us off?
Sure, I'll start us off. Well, cheers to the class of 2020. You've been through a tremendous time in history, and this will teach you some amazing tools to get through difficult times in life, as Kaitlyn mentioned earlier. And we're really proud of how you've handled it with grace and with humor and with fortitude. And I look forward to what you do in the future. You're going to change the world.
Yeah, I agree.
You want? I'll go and then you close it off.
Okay, perfect.
I was just gonna say, it's such an incredible event. Like, I am just mind blown by how amazing all of you young ladies are, and all of the things that you're gonna accomplish and the dreams that you're gonna achieve in no time. And just all of the speakers and the amazing things that they had to offer tonight just are gonna sit with me, I know, forever. And I'll take this experience and remember it forever. And it was truly, honestly, an unforgettable night. So,
absolutely.
All right, off to you.
Everything that you ladies said, you covered it all. And yeah, cheers to the class of 2020. And just like we have been saying this whole time, it's so important to remember how strong you are coming out of this, and how what you've been through that will just shape who you're going to be in the future. And that's being very strong and resilient. And I just think it's important to acknowledge that about yourself, and those are tools you're going to take with you through your whole life. And just I have this gut feeling, and I actually have this from before this pandemic, but that this generation coming up is just going to change the world for the better, and people are just going to be, leading with their heart and choosing community and happiness and positivity. So cheers to everybody. And thank you guys for having me be a part of this.
Thank you for being a part of it. Such an awesome evening. And just know, for all of you grads out there and not grads, you have an amazing community of women that are behind you all the way. And we're all here for you and here to support you and just help you be the best version of yourself and get through these times. So I hope you all enjoyed this awesome night as much as we did. We really enjoyed it. We're over here also just loving it all the time. But yeah, and big shout out to Team She as well, for our little tiny but mighty team, for putting all of this together and making it possible. So we love you all. We love all of our grads. We love you, Kaitlyn. We love all of our speakers, all of our sponsors. Did we finish it?
Probably.
I think you should chug it. Woo!